The long wait ended in May. 6 years of frustration were over when Celtic won the Scottish Cup. Rangers were also celebrating at the end of last season. They made it 7 in a row. The title was back at Ibrox. Tonight, the Cup winners and the champions meet head-on. Live on Sky Sports, we football from Celtic Park. It's the fourth round Coca-Cola Cup tie between the big two in Scotland, Celtic and Rangers. And they don't take prisoners on nights like these. This is what an old firm clash is all about. And Celtic are in, relieved, hugely relieved to be back at Parkhead after a season away because of the redevelopment.
Yeah, sure, I will. It's a pleasure.
Peter Grant there making the night of a very young fan. Brian McLaughlin. And in the red jacket there, Tosh McKinley. There's the keeper, of course. Gordon Marshall. And the man masterminding the revival. Now then, what about Gazza's reception? I thought for a moment he was hiding, but no. Paul Gascoigne gets his first taste of the Glasgow derby tonight. Rangers looking very businesslike. Well, the old firm go at it again tonight for a place in the last four. Of course, it has to finish this evening. No replays, extra time if it's required, and then if that doesn't separate them, penalties. But one way or the other, it finishes tonight. Our guests were in the company of Stuart McCall and Charlie Nicholas, well represented on both sides, I believe. Welcome to you both. A nice jacket, by the way, Stuart. Did you have much trouble picking one out of the cupboard tonight?
No, I got told Charlie was wearing a green and white hoop one, so I thought I'd
That's the club uniform you're wearing.
That one leapt at you, did it?
That's it.
Charlie, just a word about Celtic there, back at Parkhead, am I right? Yep. Is there huge relief amongst the players to be home?
Tremendous feeling now. They've got the Celtic supporters. When they were at Hampden, the problem was that they became a little bit agitated with the team when they weren't doing it. But at Celtic Park, it's different. They feel at home. They feel a bit more patient, and that makes all the difference to the Celtic side.
And playing in those old firm matches last year, Stuart, at Hampden, which was Celtic's patch, was that strange in a way? Helpful, perhaps, to Rangers?
Yeah, probably. I think since I've been there for the 4 years, we've always performed better at Celtic's ground, and they've always done well at Ibrox. It didn't help Celtic at all. And going back from my own experiences with Bradford, when after the disaster we were away from his own ground for 16 months, and it's a great relief to get back. And I think, you know, Celtic will go from strength to strength being back at the stadium.
And I must say, Charlie, from what we've seen, the stadium begins to look very impressive at Parkhead now, but of course only half finished. There's more to come, isn't there?
Yeah, there's another 2 ends to finish it. It'll be absolutely sensational when it is completed. But at the moment, it just, for me, just looks a little bit unusual because, I mean, they've spent 17 million in this stand alone.
Yeah.
And it's tremendous, but the 2 ends being left barren, look a little bit silly at times, but it's quite an atmosphere now.
Full tonight, of course, and they've sold something approaching 28,000 season tickets for the season. But is it a strange arena to play in then, that being the case? Only part finish like that, and the open ends, the goals don't look like easy targets to find.
No, it's difficult. I played last season with Celtic at Easter Road, and they were building 2 new stands behind the goal. And it's a strange feeling because there's white porter cabins behind that, and Jimmy Nicholl made a point for Wraith Rovers in the last tie against Celtic that it was difficult to see the goals. And it'll be that way tonight. Hopefully Gaza will find that.
Well, we found Gaza. He's waiting to speak to us. He's with Davy Probin. Let's go to Parkhead.
Paul, it's your first Glasgow derby tonight. Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am looking forward to it in a big way. I only hope that I can prove to people that I can be back to my best. And I mean, I would love to try and do it tonight, definitely.
You've played in derby matches in London and in Rome. Is this one going to be any different tonight?
We'll just have to wait and see, but I know I'm going to get some stick tonight. I'd just like to say thanks to Cheryl Mason Bianca by sticking by me for the stories I've been in the papers, and I know they're watching, and love you 3 years.
Looking back over the last week, you've taken a bit of criticism since the Steaua Bucharest game. Has it been justified?
Not really. I mean, we were just talking about it. I thought I'd done all right at Bucharest. I mean, I didn't play football there, but I thought I worked for the team. And like I said, if I can't do the football side and the skills, I only hope that I can give 110%, and I did that. We've played 14 games for Glasgow Rangers. We've been beaten away once by Steaua Bucharest, and that just shows how much pressure we're under as a team.
How good is your fitness just now?
My fitness is perfect.
Enjoy the match.
Cheers, thanks very much. Cheers. See you later.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, he seems very relaxed, but that's always the case with Paul Gascoigne, isn't it? Stuart, what can he expect tonight from this derby?
I think, obviously, at the beginning of it, it'll be hell for leather. Challenges will be going in. But hopefully, as the game settles down, he'll be able to get on the ball and produce the goods, because he's got a tremendous touch. And I think hopefully he'll take the game by the scruff of his neck and really play well.
Is it a game for Gascoigne, or is it likely to pass him by, the hurly-burly?
No, I'd like to say, I think early doors, both sides have got, good flair players on the side. They've got Collins, probably McStay's back for Celtic in the middle of the park, and we've got, obviously, Laudrup, Gascoigne, we Charlie Miller in there. So that's basically a lot of, footballers in there. So I think early on, it'll be hectic, typical cup football. But hopefully, like I say, when, the game settles down after 20 minutes, if he can get on the ball and make his passes, and I think he'll do well. And about
what Paul Gascoigne has brought to Rangers, what is life like at Ibrox now in the Gaza era?
Have you got an hour? Just absolutely crazy. I mean, he's hyperactive. I mean, he was in this morning at like 9:30, all the boys not until 11. He's really pumped up for this game tonight. He's daft as a brush, but he's great with it, great fun, and his ability is, tremendous. And I think unfortunately he had an injury in the away tie in Famagusta, which kept him back a couple of weeks. He couldn't train, and he was flying then, so he just put him back a little bit. But he had a good game for England, and he's getting better all the time.
As we've seen, and to his cost hugely, there are occasions when his enthusiasm runs away with him. I know in Scotland some of the bookies are taking odds on which minute he will be sent off tonight. Is he aware of all that?
Oh, yeah, I mean, like I say, he's played in the Rome derby and the London derbies. He's not a young boy anymore. Like I say, he's just full of enthusiasm, and that's a good part to have in your game, enthusiasm. I hopefully he won't have any problems, but you get people like Peter Grant who'll be in there against him, and I think he'll cope with it, and hopefully he'll be a linchpin for us tonight.
Charlie Stewart's told us what he can expect on the pitch. What sort of reception will he get when he steps out?
Well, I think by the sound of him, he sounds ready for it. They'll give him a real hard time. But I've read these papers the last few days also in Gaza, and especially in Scotland. And to me, he's experienced World Cup ties of great importance as a youngster. And now he's gathered experience in Italy and in London. And for me, he'll cope with this game, no problem. I don't see a problem for Gascoigne.
Well, we've got live football here on Sky Sports tonight, and football of the highest quality, arguably the biggest of them all. Celtic against Rangers for a place in the last 4 of the Coca-Cola Cup. Next up, the story of Celtic's season so far.
From the home of sport.
Live football tonight, Celtic against Rangers for a place in the last 4 of the Coca-Cola Cup. The head-to-head, that's one of the reasons that we talk about the enormity of this game, the history behind it. 314 meetings down the years. Celtic have won 111, Rangers 123, 80 have been drawn. That cannot happen tonight. There has to be a result. In the League Cup, 39 played, but Celtic have won just one of the last 8. Tommy Burns and Walter Smith, last season, 4 meetings. Tommy Burns edges it. He won the first 2-0 at Ibrox, and this is what happened in the other 3.
Caught by Charlie Miller. Through now for Hitley. Oh, that is a magnificent goal by Mark Hitley. 25 minutes gone. Terrific play by young Charlie Miller. Winning the ball, sliding it through to Hitley. And what a tremendous finish. Look at Miller there, digging in well against Tom Boyd. Looking up, looking around, sliding the ball through to Hitley. This is Boyd for Celtic. To Collins. Celtic hoping maybe they can get themselves a free kick just outside the box and let Collins in on it. But here's Boyd coming forward. Oh, that's a tremendous ball. Paul Byrne. 39 minutes gone, and Paul Byrne for Celtic strikes a superb equaliser. Andy Gorham absolutely rooted to the spot. It's played in by Boyd. The first-hand shot, and Gorham rooted to his line. Good ball through again for Robertson. It's Hitley. Oh, tremendous play by Rangers. What a stunning ball through by Laudrup to Robertson. The cross from Robertson, and Mark Hitley gets his second goal of the match. It's Celtic 1, Rangers 2. 42 minutes gone. And here's a break on for Laudrup, showing tremendous pace. He's past the goalkeeper. A sensational goal by Laudrup. 65 minutes gone. Laudrup racing through the middle. He had the pace to get away from the chasing defender. He took it round the goalkeeper. O'Neill tried to get to the ball.
McCall. Well, Miller could get in here. Ferguson does. Ian Ferguson against the run of play in truth. But Rangers lead.
And it's all down to the man who will have that field, Martin. 5 minutes earlier could easily come off. Charlie Miller. Stuart McCall just knocks a ball over the top. Miller's first to react. They get the break of the ball there.
Collins with the cross. Oh, a brilliant goal. A marvellous goal by Byrne. Tied it in on the volley. Wonderful equaliser. Thoroughly deserved by Celtic.
Oh, it's been on the cards, Martin, but a magnificent ball from John Collins. I said he's been having more and more of an influence in this game, but look at the way he picks out Byrne. And this isn't an easy chance.
McLaughlin. Linking with Donnelly. Good running by McLaughlin. Van Hooydonk. The great shot by Van Hooydonk. And Celtic take the lead. Well, that was a classic. Created by Brian McLaughlin. It's brilliant play by the little midfield man. He just goes past 2 tackles here now, just dinks the ball past Alan McLaren and Van Hooydonk, adjusts his feet. Look at this power. Look at that goal. Play by Donnelly. This is McStay. Looking for Donnelly again. He's away from McLaren. Chance on again for Celtic. Donnelly going all the way himself, and it's tapped in by Moore. An own goal by Craig Moore. Celtic go 2 ahead. Simon Donnelly has a look across the box. Puts it across the penalty area. Craig Moore trying to put it for a corner. So 3 in the wall here. Collins could bend this.
He scored for Celtic! Rudy Barta makes it 3-0 to Celtic. And Billy Thompson was beaten by the surprise element here.
And we saw the last two there live here on Sky Sports. I don't think you'd argue, Stuart, that Celtic have had the better of the last two, would you?
No, without a doubt. I mean, that was a battering for us. I mean, like you say, the season was almost done, but you never want to get beaten in Old Firm games. I mean, take that into the end of the season with them, and there's a bit of banter, and it was disappointing. Like I say, the team tonight, actually, there's only 2 of the players that played in that game, you know, through injuries and that. So hopefully the boys tonight can put up a better show.
But presumably it always hurts, whether the title was won or not, to lose a derby match of this importance like that. Must hurt.
That's right. I mean, it's only actually when you played them and won and lost. I mean, the build-up to the games, obviously, is everyone wants to know what's going on. But after the games, I mean, even the little lady down at the post office, they all know the results. I mean, they all know you and what's going on. And I mean, the first derby game I actually played, and we were lucky enough to win at Parkhead 2-0. I don't think I paid a taxi fare for a week afterwards. Free McDonald's meals and that. Honestly, it's amazing. If you do well, but on the other toss of the coin, if you get beat, then you just go in hiding for a week.
I think Charlie's still living off his last goal. How strong is the Celtic revival under Tommy Burns?
Well, it's definitely gathered a bit of pace. I think he's made... he hasn't hidden this summer, Tommy. I think he's basically says he wants 4 or 5 players. He's brought in a couple, and especially in the German Andreas Tom, he's got high hopes for. But I think he wants some more. But he's gradually improved it. His first season, he's won a Scottish Cup, eased the pressure off the team, and I think he's improving it slowly but surely.
That win must have not just eased, it must have been a tremendous blow when they finally won a trophy.
Yeah,
6 years without a cup.
6 years, and the worst thing was that Rangers were going so well, and the thing gets highlighted even more because of their success. But we did the lap of honour at Hampden that day, and nobody could move because the tension was just, you could feel it just draining from everybody, even the supporters' faces. It wasn't like the old days when you were used to winning things. It was just, the tension had eased out of everybody, and it was just everybody was so drained.
Well, as Charlie said, Celtic at last did have a few pounds to spend in the summer, and this is where it went. They broke the club transfer record to sign the German Andreas Tom. They're still waiting to find out how much they'll have to pay for defender John Hughes. Tom got Celtic's first goal of the season in the Coca-Cola Cup at Ayr United. It turned out to be a comfortable second-round win, Van Hooijdonk opening his account for the season with the second. John Collins completed the scoring. In the league, Celtic opened at Wraith.
A chance for the Barta. Van Hooijdonk! He scored!
Wraith came to Celtic Park in the third round of the Coca-Cola Cup, and Celtic extracted revenge for last season's final defeat. Simon Donnelly with the winner in the final minute of extra time. Celtic then went to Aberdeen on a Super Sunday. They went 2 down. Tom Boyd put through his own goal. Then Scott Booth put Ian Jess in for Aberdeen's second. It was time for Celtic to show their mettle.
Hughes to Donnelly. Linking with Van Hooijdonk. Good running by Collins. Tom's cross! He scored! A measured pass for Donnelly. Van Hooijdonk to Tom! Through Tom Collins!
Tom was the 2-goal hero as Celtic opened their European campaign with a win over Dinamo Batumi in Georgia. On Saturday, they met Motherwell.
Getting plenty of threat and aggression here. This is O'Donnell, he gets away from Martin. Oh, that's a marvellous goal by Phil O'Donnell.
Tommy Klein getting the touch at Hamlet. And Motherwell are back in this game.
Tommy Burns' team is unbeaten so far. Tonight could set the tone for the entire season. The Celtic under Burns, 52 played now. They've won 25, lost just 7, 20 draws in there. I'm going to say might have finished a good deal better. Would have finished better, Charlie, had they been able to turn one or two of those draws into wins last season.
Yeah, undoubtedly. I think that was a big downfall of Celtic. Celtic really need to get victories out of some games. The Rangers and the Aberdeen games take care of themselves, especially the Rangers games. They've done well against Rangers, but the smaller teams seem to give them a problem. And they end up drawing matches they should be winning. And that's been the difference between Rangers and Celtic. And
a quick word again about Tommy Burns. Are there certain managers for specific clubs? Does Celtic need someone that's played there, been ingrained with the right habits?
I believe so, because Celtic and Rangers are very special. It takes somebody who really knows how to work it, how it operates, and you need somebody who really has that knowledge to help out at the highest level. And I think maybe Tommy was a bit young in his managerial career to start it, but really there was very few alternatives. I mean, the Dalglishis of this world weren't probably interested at the time. So although Tommy wasn't the only choice, I think he was the right choice. But a little bit young maybe to start his career there, but I think now you can see him, he's starting to mature.
Celtic Park tonight, the home of Celtic, of course. The Old Firm in action live here on Sky Sports. Sell out, Charlie? Must be tonight.
Yes, it is. I think the only problem is that there might be a few spare seats, and that'll be really segregation between the Rangers and Celtic support.
Andreas Thom has certainly made a name for himself in the short period of time he's been there.
Funny goal! 3-9! Don't be on the head! Funny goal!
I think we've got the message, haven't we? John Collins, we saw playing at Aberdeen, scoring a wonderful goal at Aberdeen the other week. Has he grown, has he matured in the absence of McStay, would you say?
Well, I think what John has done is every big game that seems to come up for John, he seems to be particularly enjoying. There's so much talk about this guy moving on. I think he does really want to go to England. It seems to be that way. But he scored very vital goals, lots of vital goals for Celtic, and is a real inspiration to him when he's playing well. You see goals like this, I mean, this is quality stuff from Collins. He has great ability. There's just sometimes that people maybe say that there's maybe too many square passes, but when you see him in this type of form, and this goal is just outstanding. Outstanding talent, that is.
When you get the opportunity to play alongside him, when you put the international jersey on, Stuart, how would you rate him?
Yeah, I think he's come on. I mean, I think for Celtic now he's playing more in the middle of the park, and he's revelling in that. Not only for Celtic, because he's scored vital goals, he's also done it for Scotland as well. And I think in the last 2 seasons, out wide he's got to get the service to him, but in the middle of the park when he can get about. And although he's a small lad, he can look after himself physically, get the tackles in, and I think that's where he enjoys to play.
Think playing in the middle, he can hurt people more?
He can get, yeah, I think when he's out wide, he's relying on other people getting him the ball. You know, it's a bit frustrating. But now he can get in there, get on the ball himself, go forward, play off the front two, and his finishing's tremendous.
McStay could be back this evening, you were suggesting?
Yeah, there's a slight doubt, I think, about Phil O'Donnell, so they're waiting on McStay, but he came back Saturday and played an hour after, I think, 4 months out, so it'll be interesting to see how he's going to perform against Gascoigne.
OK, let's go back to Parkhead and get a word with Tommy Burns. He's with Davy Provin.
Tommy, your injury problems this morning were Pierre Van Hooijdonk, Andreas Thom and Phil O'Donnell. What's the news on them?
Well, unfortunately, Phil O'Donnell didn't make it, Davy. He's got a groin strain. We had to just leave him out tonight. But Pierre, we feel it's worth to involve him, even if it's a question of maybe putting him on at some stage in the game. Andreas Thom's made it okay, so we're delighted about that. And Paul McStay stays in the team as well, so we're well pleased.
Do you have any worries over Paul McStay's fitness, given the length of time he was out?
No, knowing you can play the game the way Paul McStay can play the game, David, no.
Josh McKinley was telling us yesterday that he wasn't concerned about who plays for Rangers or how they play. It was all about how Celtic play. Is that the way you look at it? Yeah,
and I think that's the only way we can look at it. I think Celtic are a big club. Where supporters come to see what we can do as opposed to what other teams can do. And I think, to be fair, Rangers Football Club are very much in the same lines. It's very, very positive as far as the Old Firm's concerned. We've always got to go and take games. And so tonight should be a real good game because you get both teams that will come and want to go and put on a right good show.
First Old Firm game back at the redeveloped Celtic Park. There's a special atmosphere in here tonight. Do you wish you were pulling the boots on?
Yeah, and if I'd passed the fitness test this morning, I would have been pulling the boots on. But, no, it's a great experience to play in any Old Firm game. And now I think, you know, Rangers Football Club have got their act together over there. They've got a big new stadium, lots of good quality players. And we are, as I say, slowly but surely getting there as well. I've come back to Celtic Park, the new stadium, and full of optimism and want to go and put on a real good show.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks a lot, Davey. Probably had his boots on in the 5 this morning anyway, didn't he? So just to summarise, Tom plays, O'Donnell is out. He didn't exactly say, because he doesn't have to for a couple of minutes yet. The teams don't go in until past. But Van Hooydonk's on the bench, it would appear. Yep. He'll be a big miss, won't he? Yeah, well, I don't think he's been as impressive to start the season as what maybe Tom has been. But what Van Hooijdonk does, he threatens a goal a lot more. He's 6'5", so people like Richard Gough, who for me has been in tremendous form to start the season for Rangers. You've got to give Gough a problem in these areas, and Van Hooijdonk ideally would have been the one for Celtic tonight. Well, what about Simon Donnelly's form, who burst onto the scene a year or so ago, disappeared last season really, but appears to be back? Would that be right? Yeah, well, what Simon's had to do now, he went a whole season without getting a goal last season. He had a bad injury halfway through the season and suffered a lack of confidence, really, that was it. He's playing wide right now and supplying a bit more, and the pressure's been eased from goal scoring. You see here, he's growing in strength. Here's Alan McLaren, who's actually quite a quick defender, and Simon does well against him. Gets a little bit of break in the box. It's a lovely finish right now. But he's improved, and he's playing in this right wing as if he's thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, he's playing like Jerry Craney used to out there. I don't think the Celtic support would agree with you there, but he's settled into it, and I think now he's starting to enjoy his game again, and he's got 2 goals behind him already this season, and I think he's looking as if he's starting to believe in his game again. Oh, we've got live football here on Sky Sports tonight. The Old Firm Coca-Cola Cup 4th round tie. Celtic against Rangers for a place in the last 4. And a reminder that we have to get a positive result this evening, extra time if it's required, and then penalties if that doesn't separate them. More on Rangers next.
The Frenchman with flair takes on Ruud Gullit, the master passer for the...
Who's in? And on the pitch right now, Paul Gascoigne, who's played in derby matches in London. We'll never forget that semi-final screamer at Wembley against Arsenal. In derby matches in Rome for Lazio. Tonight he gets his first taste of a derby in Scotland. The Old Firm. Paul Gascoigne. Yeah, unmistakably Paul Gascoigne. Let's go back to Parkhead and join Walter Smith.
Walter, you added Stephen Wright and Brian Laudrup to Saturday's squad. Will either of them play tonight?
Yes, both will play tonight. Stephen Wright will come back. I just felt he had played a lot of football. I said Brian Laudrup, who was just having to play 4 games in 3 days, you know, after being injured. So both of them return tonight.
Presumably Laudrup will play off McCoist and Selenko, who will be playing through the middle. Is this as attacking a Rangers side as you could have picked?
Well, I don't think I could put on any more forwards. I mean, we have Charlie Miller and Paul Gascoigne in the middle, who are both attacking players. And, you know, up front, that's Laudrup, Selenko and McCoist. So I feel in a cup tie, and especially a game against Celtic, then, you know, we'll have to go for it, and we'll do that tonight.
We've been looking at the players of both sides since they've come out onto the pitch. We can see the tension in their faces. Does this match grab the managers the same way?
I think so. I don't think it matters how many times you experience it. You still feel the nervousness when you come. You know how much it means to everybody. I suppose you get used to it to a certain degree, but there's still a great deal of nerves involved.
All eyes tonight, of course, will be on Paul Gascoigne. Are you confident he'll handle this?
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, Rangers and Celtic games is sometimes the hype that surrounds it means that people think the worst. But in the broad basis of it, I think there's only been 1 or 2 odd and offs over the period of time that I've been here. So I don't see any problems in terms of behaviour tonight.
Thanks, Walter.
Thanks, David.
And we're only certainly thinking positively about this one tonight. Well, now Rangers form, like Celtic, they had money to spend in the summer, but it appeared that they had an open chequebook. Walter Smith spent $1.5 million on Stephen Wright. Then came the signing of the summer, Paul Gascoigne from Lazio. Another $2.5 went to Valencia for the Russian Oleg Selenko. And the spending spree was completed with the arrival of Gordon Petric. The new stars didn't shine in the European Cup preliminary round, but at least Gordon Dury's goal gave them a lead against Famagusta. The domestic season opened with a visit of Greenock Morton in the Coca-Cola Cup. The longest-serving player at the club, Ali McCoist, MBE, opened the scoring. Gascoigne's corner set up the second for Mark Haitley. Then Gaza got in on the act to make it 3-0. A goalless draw in Cyprus meant that Rangers qualified for the Champions League. They came home to start the defence of their title against Kilmarnock.
Here's a chance for McCoist, and it's McCall! Stuart McCall scores for Rangers!
They beat Stirling Albion 3-2 in the third round of this competition. They were 3 up. Smith wasn't happy about losing 2 goals to Stirling, and Rangers took their anger out on Wraith. McCoist again with the opener. Charlie Miller got the second. Brian Laudrup put David Robertson in for the third, and it was all over by half-time. Just for good measure, Gascoigne teed up McCoist in the closing stages, and it finished 4-0. The Champions League started on a low. A late goal meant defeat at Steaua Bucharest. Smith made 6 changes for the league game at Falkirk on Saturday. Oleg Solenko got his first goal for the club. And David Robertson's second half strike tied up the points. They're already clearing the league. Tonight, Walter Smith wants to deal their oldest rivals an early body blow. Yes, Rangers under Walter Smith, 231 now, won 155 of them, lost 34, drawn 42. That's in all competitions as well. Coca-Cola Cup tonight. Incidentally, there are 16 ties in England taking place. We'll keep you right up to date with everything that's going on. It's been an early goal at Crewe 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Mark de Gruyter, the goal scorer. Stuart McCall and Charlie Nicholas are with us in the studio here this evening. And Stuart, a word about Rangers now. In general, are you positive about the way things have started this season?
Yeah, I mean, we've not conceded a goal in the league for a start after 3 games. There's been a lot of criticism over the European performance, which was a bad performance over there. The boys know that. But tonight, Wallace put out a very attacking side. People like Gascoigne, Miller in the middle of the park, Laudrup, Solenko, McCoist. So like he says, you can't be more positive than that. The good thing, I think, is the defence. We've changed to a 3 at the back. Petric has come in. Richard Goff's been outstanding. Andy Gorham's been as usual, you know, unflappable. And I think the positive base is the defence, not conceding many goals.
Has that taken some adjusting too, or?
I think we're still adjusting to it. Also, there's 4 new players in the side, which, you know, you've got to get used to that. So it's just middle to front. Unfortunately, there's been injuries in that area. People like Ian Ferguson, Trevor Stephen, Mark Haitley, now at the moment, Laudrup and Gascoigne in and out. So I think once we gel the middle to the front, you know, good defences, and that's what things are based on.
What about Charlie Miller, who you mentioned there? What can we expect from Charlie tonight, those of us who have seen not too much of him?
Well, he's only a young boy. He got in the team last year through basically injuries, and he's kept his place on merit and probably been one of our most consistent players since last season. I mean, you see here, great challenge. And he had an absolute superb game in the debut against Celtic there. And nothing flaps him at all. He's so cool, finishes well, and he's got a great prospect. I mean, he'll go on, and I think everyone's saying he's going to be this, that, and the other. He'll be a superb player for Rangers in years to come.
And Scotland.
Yeah, well, not too quick, hopefully. Hopefully I've got another year, couple of years.
Well, I was just going to suggest that if I was out of the side at the moment and he was playing like that, I'd be a little concerned, wouldn't you, Charles?
That's right, yeah.
I would be, yes. No doubt. There's no doubt about that. This guy's going to play quicker than you think, Stuart.
Yeah, outstanding talent.
Can score, as we've seen. A big part of his game?
Yeah, well, he actually played as a striker for the reserves and scored lots and lots of goals. He's moved back, but he's an attacking midfielder, loves getting in the box, can beat men, a very skillful player. And like I say, very cool, and he'll be looking forward to this tonight.
What sort of temperament?
No, great, brilliant, thoroughly enjoyed. Like I say, made his one of his first games against Celtic at Hampden, and was outstanding for us that day. And I think he's going to be a big plus.
Just listening to that noise there already, it's beginning to build, isn't it? It does set you tingling a little. Tommy Burns was asked the question, would you like to be involved there tonight?
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. I haven't managed, obviously, now leaving Celtic again, to miss out in the new stadium and the atmosphere, but I was there a couple of weeks ago when they played Wraith Rovers, and the atmosphere is coming from the new stand is just sensational, considering there's gaps at either side. But these guys are so happy to be back in this big time at Celtic Park. And I'll tell you, you'll hear a noise tonight that has not been heard in a long time. They're going to enjoy themselves.
A little frustrating for you as well tonight, I would imagine, Stuart. You'd want to be out there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's sickening. I'm hoping to be back soon. The injury's clearing up to my knee, but yeah, just when you see, I mean, you want to get out there and play.
Any vantage point will do. Will do tonight. You can understand that as well, can't you? But those are the gaps you're talking about, Charlie, behind the goals there.
Yeah, it's just, I think sometimes, you know, just for leaving it as barren as that sometimes it can take a little bit away from it after all the work. I mean, these supporters put 24, 25 million into Celtic Football Club. They've got a marvellous half a stadium now, but they deserve it to be finished properly, because as you see, the atmosphere already they're generating is superb, and it's their money.
It'll be magnificent when it's finished, but will it almost be too big?
Yeah, quite possibly now. I mean, you're talking about 60,000, but Rangers have set the standards, and it's hard to keep up. It can be too big, but if Celtic start winning championships the way Rangers have, then it will get filled.
Are Rangers aware of the resurgence at Celtic, Stuart?
Yeah, I think Celtic will be our main rivals this year, without a doubt. Like I say, with them winning a trophy last year, getting back to the stadium, signing, you know, Tom, very good player. I think they'll be our main rivals. But like tonight, it's what, as Tommy Byrne says, what Celtic do, it's what Rangers do. I think we'll go out there very positive tonight, and hopefully we can quieten the noise. I mean, it's one good thing, if they do make the stadium a bit bigger, we'll get more than 4,500 tickets. I mean, I needed 4,000 myself.
Do you plan, there's some of the 4,500, do you plan for this going all the way tonight, or can that not be part of your thoughts?
No, I think it'll be very tight. Hopefully it'll be a good advert for Scottish football. Celtic Aberdeen proved that a couple of weeks ago. And I know the Rangers defence won't let me say it, but I mean, if it could be 3-2, it'd be brilliant. Obviously, McCoy's getting the winner off his backside would probably be the end of the script.
He'd celebrate it like he did that header we saw a moment or so ago, that's for certain. Is he back to his best?
I think so. I think people have been writing him off for a while now, but you need a good pre-season under him. He's back. If you get the supply that Laudrup can supply, he'll score goals anytime. I mean, you'll have to look at people like John Aldridge at 37, whatever he is, and he's still knocking him in. I think Coyce's got plenty of years left in him. You know, no problem. Give him the service and he'll finish it off. And hopefully tonight will be one of the nights.
Now, what do you think tonight? You've already given us one tip. Bradford to beat Nottingham Forest 3-0, which I think is possibly a little wide of the mark. But what about this one?
I'll go 2-1. 2-1. McCoy to get the winner, I hope.
Charlie?
Well, I think it's so tight, it's hard to say. I think whoever scores first will win it. I don't necessarily think it will finish 1-0, but I think the team who will score the first goal will probably win it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way.
And if it does, of course, we will see it here live on Sky Sports. And what we're referring to, if you've just joined us, is that we have to have a result here tonight. No replays. There'll be extra time if it's required. And if that doesn't separate them, then it will be penalties. Right, let's get the team news confirmed now with Davy Provan. Davy.
Thanks, Richard. We heard Tommy Burns tell us about his 3 injury doubts this evening. I suppose 1.5 out of 3 would be the best way to describe it, because looking at that Celtic side, Phil O'Donnell misses out because of a groin strain sustained against Motherwell on Saturday, but he does welcome back Andy Tom, who will partner Andy Walker up front. Pierre van Hooijdonk also struggling because of a hamstring problem. He starts the match on the bench this evening. Also recalled for Celtic tonight, John Hughes. He was suspended for the Motherwell match on Saturday, but he comes in place of Malky Mackay. Paul McStay also back in the midfield because of O'Donnell's absence, and a big test for Paul tonight, given that he's been out for some months with an ankle problem. Let's move on now to the Rangers side. Walter Smith still without long-term injuries. Mark Hateley, Ian Ferguson, Trevor Stephen, and of course Stuart McCall, who kindly joins us in London tonight. He made 6 changes in the side that went to Falkirk on Saturday, but it's a stronger looking Rangers side tonight, because back comes Brian Laudrup, back comes Stephen Wright, and also coming off the bench to start the match tonight, Ali McCoist and Paul Gascoigne. That's the team news here from the dressing room area. Back to you, Richard.
Davey, thank you. Live football here on Sky Sports tonight. The Old Firm for a place in the last 4 of the Coca-Cola Cup. Another break. When we come back, we'll be live at Parkhead. We are nearly there. Live football on Sky Sports tonight. Celtic against Rangers. We've been speculating on the outcome. The bookies think it's going to penalties. 15-8 the draw. Can't separate them. And first to score, Tom, McCoist, Selenko and Collins all offered at 7-1. Walker, 8-1. There's an interesting one further back. David Robertson there, who scored 2 in the last 7 for Rangers at 40-1. Stuart was saying he also got 3 pre-season as well, so maybe that's worth a bet. Live tonight, it's Celtic against Rangers for a place in the last 4. Our match commentators at Parkhead, Trevor Francis and Jock Brown. Have you got your pads on, Jock?
Hi, Richard. Yes, this really is quite incredible tonight. I've seen countless of these matches over the years, but there's still a tingle in the spine, I can tell you. What I haven't done, and what Trevor has done, is play out there. 6 players playing tonight, Trevor, who haven't played an Old Firm match. How are they feeling now?
Well, as everybody has said, it's a special occasion. I played in a couple of them, but the one at Ibrox I remember most. It was remembered for the wrong reasons when McAvenny and Chris Woods were sent off and Graham Roberts went in goal. But I think tonight, when you look at the 2 teams, there's so many great individuals playing. I think tonight's game will be remembered for the right things.
Now, there are a lot of players out there of real quality. Who are you looking to see tonight?
Well, in the Rangers side, Paul Gascoigne, Ryan Laudrup, and the young lad Charlie Miller, just 19 years of age. He's a player I'm looking forward to seeing. And for Celtic, Andreas Tom up front has made a great start. And in midfield, of course, McStay and John Collins, 2 outstanding players.
Well, the big thought too is how Gascoigne will cope. What's your view of that, Trevor?
Well, I'm very, very interested to see him play. Saw him recently playing for England against Colombia. I thought he did reasonably well. He could do better. But I think it's important for England that throughout the season he gradually gets his fitness better and better. And tonight, well, they don't come much tougher than this type of game for him.
Well, the atmosphere building quite incredibly there. 35,000 only inside the stadium as it's being refurbished and rebuilt. Only 4,700 of them Rangers supporters. So a heavy dominance of Celtic noise and singing all around us. And that very impressive new stand opposite. And these Celtic supporters relishing a very impressive start to the new season. With Andreas Tom making such a big impact. The pity, I think, for Celtic tonight, Trevor, is no Pierre Van Hooijdonk beside him. And that's a player I think you know something about.
Yes, I was tipped off about him some 18 months ago. He was playing for NEC Breda over in Holland. I think, if I remember rightly, it was against Feyenoord. I went along to watch the match. I was reasonably impressed with him, but I'm disappointed he's not starting tonight, but I'm hoping that he gets on because I'll be interested to see how he does. This is going to be a very aggressive game tonight, and I wonder if he's going to cope with the aggressiveness of this type of match.
In fairness, though, Rangers have selected a side full of attacking players in midfield. Miller, Gascoigne, Laudrup supporting Selenko and McCoist. Does that surprise you, the fact they've gone for so many creative players?
I think the reason for that is because it's a cup tie. They want to get it won tonight because I think when you look at the side, I think it's a big responsibility tonight on Paul Gascoigne. You mentioned Miller, you mentioned Laudrup. Laudrup likes to float. You can't call him a front player, you can't call him a midfield player. He links in between the two. So it's important with Miller going forward that Gascoigne has a responsibility in there. It'll be also interesting to see if Celtic employs somebody to mark him. Because in Peter Grant, the player I remember from my days at Glasgow Rangers, we had 1 or 2 tough battles against him. He could be the man that does a man-for-man job on him.
Another point Paul McStay mentioned there on that banner. He's playing only his 2nd game. Came back very surprisingly on Saturday against Motherwell. Can he lift for a game like this after such a long time out?
Well, I think because of the occasion, the manager would have no doubts about putting a player like McStay back into this. OK, he's only had the 1 game. He's an experienced player. I'm sure Tommy Burns has chatted with him, and he's given him the nod to go ahead. I think McStay and Collins are 2 outstanding players who hopefully we'll see in the European Championships the forthcoming season.
Also far-travelled supporters there from abroad on the northeast coast, all the way down to support Celtic. They're singing all around. There's Jim McCluskey, the referee from Stuart and Ayrshire, one of the top officials in the country, as you might expect for a game like this. Bill Crombie, the 4th official behind him, another FIFA official. The 2 linesmen there, Joe Kelly and Eric Martindale. Eric Martindale there in the picture, a grade 1 referee, so he would stand in should Jim McCluskey have an injury. So the anticipation clear there in the faces of these Celtic supporters as they wait to greet the two teams who will, I'm sure, emerge together for this tie. And both sides coming into this in generally good domestic form. Rangers only having that setback against Bucharest. Jim McCluskey has passed the word to the dressing rooms. He wants to see the players come out. A very relaxed individual, vastly experienced, heavily in demand in European football. And he's been over the coast many times before.
Yes, I think these occasions are always special affairs, but tonight I think the atmosphere is just that something different. I presume because it's a cup tie, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. I'm very, very impressed with this ground. It's my first visit here, and it really captures the noise that it keeps in. It should be a great occasion, Jock.
Right, a little bit of tension there in the face of the Celtic captain, Paul McStay. Very big match. This is the first Old Firm match of the season. It makes such a difference in the city of Glasgow until the next game, which is only a little over a week away. A week on Saturday. So the Rangers players lining up behind Richard Gough, the captain, there on the left. Just listen to the reception for the two teams. Small contingent there of Rangers fans greeting their favourites, but the abundance of noise backing Celtic in the new Celtic Park. Well, confirmation, of course, coming up of the Celtic team. Injuries affecting them, of course. Phil O'Donnell, the goal scorer on Saturday against Motherwell, was out, and Pierre Van Hooijdonk fit only to take a place on the bench. But Andreas Tom is fit, and he'll be partnered up front by Andy Walker. Paul McStay playing only his second game of the season after injury.
Well, this is the Celtic side, and they're a line-up with Barter, Hughes, Boyd and McKinley forming the back four. And the real backbone of the team, I feel, is in the centre of midfield. McStay and Collins, two outstanding players. I think Grant will play more of a holding role. Donnelly will get a bit of width on the right-hand side. And up front, Andreas Tom and Walker. Tom's made an excellent start to his career in Scotland, already scored 4 goals. He'll be the man that Celtic are looking forward to tonight.
So Rangers have had the chance to freshen up their side from Saturday's match against Falkirk. They bring back Stephen Wright, Paul Gascoigne, Brian Laudrup and Ali McCoist, who were missing on Saturday, leaving out Craig Moore, Gordon Jury, Alexei Mikhalichenko and Neil Murray. So McCoist with Laudrup and Oleg Salenko in attack.
The Rangers are playing with 3 centre-backs. It's a style that we've become familiar with in England this season. So many sides have played this way. I think the reason why Walter Smith is doing that is because of his European campaign. There you see McLaren, Petrick and Gough, the 2 wing-backs, Wright and Robertson. Centre midfield, Miller and Gascoigne. And as I say, Laudrup linking in between Miller and Gascoigne and McCoist and Salenko.
So, total bedlam for the start of the first Old Firm match of the season. The Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final. It's played to death tonight. There will be a winner and a loser over the next couple of hours or so. And Celtic get the match underway. An early touch there for Tosh McKinley. And John Collins involved straight away also. Rangers dropping into that 3-man central defence immediately. First involvement there by Paul Gascoigne. It's a free kick to Celtic. The victim there was Paul McStay. Well, Pierre Van Hooijdonk missing from the Celtic side. That loses one dimension of the attacking possibilities for Celtic on these set pieces. That's Tom Boyd. Well, the settling in process underway. 6 players out there who haven't played an Old Firm match before for Rangers. Wright, Petrick, Gascoigne and Salenko. And for Celtic, Hughes and Tom.
Yes, you mentioned the players there who haven't played this derby. The players I'm looking forward with great interest to see how they cope with this are the foreign players. I think the British players are more accustomed to the aggressive style of this game, but it's a real eye-opener for these foreign players.
Oleg Selenko sampling this now, the first time. £2 million from Valencia in the summer. Right with Selenko, holding off Boyd. With Gascoigne. Under pressure there from Collins. Strong tackle again from John Collins. Good recovery work by Miller. Lauber operating on the right. Looking for a foul there, but he had lost possession. This is McStay. And Miller putting pressure on in the middle of the field there. This is Paul McStay finding space again, very intelligently for Celtic. Donnelly's first involvement. McStay again, Collins has found space. Delightful first touch from John Collins. Well, they had options on the left, Tosh McKinley through the middle, Walker and Tom, but he tried to take on Durham from long range.
John Collins has made a good start to the season. He gets it onto his left foot. He's not afraid to shoot. And as you see there, that one goes harmlessly over the bar. But it's interesting that Collins and McStay have made a great start. Very, very important in the central midfield area, just who dominates most.
Interesting too to see that Paul McStay is playing in Paul Gascoigne's area, right in the centre of the field. Peter Grant playing in the right of the midfield trio. Durham's long clearance. There's John Hughes. Now Tom. Bartlett goes ahead of Donnelly. Nowhere to go there. Lauber closing down the space. Crunching tackle there from Charlie Miller. Then from David Robertson. The referee waves play on. Intricate footwork there from Donnelly. And the ricochet means a goal kick to Rangers, but Charlie Miller and David Robertson serving notice early on of their commitment for these tackles.
Well, it's a ferocious challenge from Miller. The second one comes in very late from Robertson. It's what you come to expect in these games. I'm not saying it's right. I hope we don't see too much of it. There's so many outstanding individuals on here, but we don't need that sort of tackle.
Well, certainly looks as though 19-year-old Charlie Miller is well wound up for the match, going by his first 2 or 3 challenges. This is McLaren. Robertson did well in the air. Travelling player for Celtic was Boyd. Using Petric at the back. Petric's getting some abuse from the Celtic supporters. He was reckoned to be on his way to Celtic Park before he suddenly signed for Rangers. Good running by Donnelly away from Miller. This is Tom. And Simon Donnelly taken out of the play there by Charlie Miller after the pass had been released. That's what's upsetting Celtic supporters.
Good strong running this from Donnelly. Gets it into Tom. Onto his left foot. Once again over the bar.
Well, that was Goff, in fact, who made the challenge after the pass had been released on Donnelly. Miller. This is Tom. Tackled by Goff. Foul by Gascoigne and Collins. Well, some searing tackles in the early stages of the match. The referee clearly going to have to call on his vast experience here to keep a firm grip on the proceedings, but still allowed the play to flow. Here's Vata. Tackled instantly there by Robertson. Peter Grant unhappy about a lack of movement ahead when he had the chance to take a quick throw. This is Walker. Connolly. Supporting on the left flank. Well won by Goff. Now Tom into Collins. Collins again supporting superbly from midfield. Andy Durham, very calm indeed. McCoist getting the better there of Boyd in the air. And even now McCoist putting tackles in.
But quite clearly Celtic have made the better start. I think the reason being Donnelly, McStay, Grant and Collins, they've taken a firm grip on the midfield. Rangers do look a little bit short in that area. As I said, a great responsibility on Gascoigne.
Layoff from Selenko. This is Laudrup, a chance to run at the defence. He's in the clear here. This is Selenko. It was a chance, all right. The best opening of the match so far, created by Brian Laudrup.
Well, that's what Laudrup's capable of doing. He gets past two defenders, not particularly good challenge. He really takes Selenko by surprise, and he really scuffs his shot. Certainly a good opening, and the best chance of the game.
Miller with Peter Grant, they're in direct opposition. Two very determined characters. Here's Grant again. Now Donnelly. Hughes to Vata. Now Donnelly. Tom. Tackle came from Gascoigne. Not happy about that. He thought it should have been a throw. Concern about his temperament for a match like this. Very heavy tackle there by Gascoigne. Referee McCluskey taking no further action except the free kick. Clearance there by McLaren. Good play by Grant. Robertson just made the interception. And Tom is offside. Very quick indeed, and an ideal player to break through an offside trap.
Well, the linesman was very late putting his flag up. I don't think he was offside. He looked along the line, just held his ground.
So Rangers
just returning to Paul Gascoigne. You know he's got to be careful. Already he's been pulled up for two offences. It may not be so fortunate if he commits a third.
Collins laying it back to Boyd. An international trio there, Boyd, McKinley and Collins on the Celtic left. This is Collins. Good play again from Laudrup. Warming to the task for Rangers. Interception made by Vata. Now Walker. Good turn. Good play from midfield from Celtic. On the far side is Tom. Looking for options ahead. Donnelly comes inside, leaving space there for Rudy Vata on the right. Now Walker. A stumble on the ball. No infringement there as McLaren brings it clear. Here's Laudrup. Shot up the line by Grant. Now Gascoigne. Stephen Wright in space on the far side. Supported here by Petric. Stephen Wright is very pacey indeed. This clearance was a good one. Taking it out with the wrong foot effectively, but managing to keep it well away from the danger area. £1.5 million Stephen Wright cost from Aberdeen. This throw finds Laudrup. Elusive play again. Robertson. This is Miller. Now McCoist. Selenko. Tom's turn was very well read by Goff. Now Gascoigne. Laudrup forward. This is Simon Donnelly for Celtic. Now Walker. Good running by Donnelly. He has Tom through the middle. Collins supporting for a deeper position. Good positioning also by Walker. Oh, the angle ball, but no one in the far side of the area there for Andy Walker's cross. Selenko put under pressure there by Boyd. The throw goes to Celtic. Selenko's in trouble. A bang on the knee there in that challenge. So Selenko appears to be all right as Celtic begin another measured build-up. Tom coming off his marker, who is Alan McLaren at the moment. Grant again seeing a lot of the ball early on. Now Boyd. McKinley. Grant again in space. Delaying on the ball too long. Charlie Miller. 2 up. Well out of is one of them. Chance here for Rangers. That's for McCoist. Well, Brian Loder with a chance to go there himself. Chose to try the back heeler. And Celtic on the counter-attack. Walker to McStay. Driving at the Rangers defence. It's good play by McStay. And the deflection into the side netting from McLaren. Could scarcely have been close up. Well, swift attacking play from Celtic.
It's great play from McStay. He really goes at the heart of the Rangers defence, drives at them into the near post. Gorham's really fortunate to see that just go past the post.
Headed away there was by McLaren. That's Gascoigne. Hart and Donnelly combining. It's a very impressive opening spell from Celtic. Donnelly again. Breaks off his shins from McLaren's clearance.
Just prior to that let off of Rangers, they were in a great position. They broke 3-on-2. The man who wants on the ball, Laudrup, faced with a one-on-one situation. He was really careless. Little back heel, but he should have got the last man.
Using the pace of Robertson. That's McCoist. Great play in the tongue. Saved by Marshall. It's a corner kick to Rangers. Good play by McCoist.
Great play from Laudrup too. Lovely ball inside the fullback for Robertson. Look at this return from McCoist. Onto his left foot. Just over. Good play from Rangers.
So the corner kick will be taken here by Gascoigne. Leveling corner kicks. Headed away by McStay. Here's Laudrup. Gascoigne again. Great play there. Goff climbing in late. He's the offender. It's a free kick. John Hughes is the victim. It's some delightful play there from Paul Gascoigne.
Yes, you see Gascoigne here, tricks McStay onto his left foot. Good cross. In comes Goff. As you can see, that's a foul.
So a little flash of the Gascoigne genius there for Rangers. Look at that in that area of the field from the English international. So approaching the quarter-hour mark and another free kick. McCoist the culprit this time. Josh McKinley the victim. Petric out of reach for that. Here's Tom. Well held there by Gorham. The dipping volley from the German international.
Good play between the front two of Celtic. Nice little nod down from Walker. Tom was onto it. You can see Gorham can't hold it.
Gascoigne. Cross here to McLaren. Gascoigne demanding the ball again. Asking a lot of David Robertson. He's going for a throw. Very ambitious attempt at a pass that from Gascoigne. Rangers certainly keen to use the pace of Robertson. Mark de Vries has scored both these goals for Sheffield Wednesday. Crew. McLaren back to Andy Gorham, coming into this match with a very impressive record of 6 shutouts in 8. Petric has right outside him. Miller calling for the ball in midfield, but he was very tightly marked by Grant. This is Goff. Petric looking at a long pass for McCoist. Well, McCoist acknowledges the quality of the attempt from Goran Petric. Here's Andy Walker. Well tackled by McClark. Central defence. Very good defending there by Stephen Wright, but some sweeping play again from Celtic.
Yes, Donnelly's made a very impressive start. Good vision there. Sees that Tom's one-on-one with Goff. An excellent defending from Wright.
And there's Tom, a major threat to the Rangers defence. Here's John Collins. John Hughes arriving in the box late. Good back healer, there's Collins. Well, Celtic would like to use these short corner kicks. Now it's Collins on the throw. McKinley's cross. Time here for Grant. Stephen Wright's header. That's McCoist. Loudrup tackled there from the back by McKinley. Free kick's been given. McKinley and the Celtic supporters over there not happy about that, but it did seem to be a tackle from behind, which was illegal.
We'll see if it is. No, I think he's got the ball, hasn't he? Not too much wrong with that tackle.
Always worry about these from the back, I think. In Europe anyway, these referees who, Jim McCluskey, a regular in the European circuit. This is McLaren. Loudrup again. Free roll. Bartha's header. Collins to McStay. Tom again coming deep to good effect. This is Grant. Now Walker. Well held up by Petric. Handball against Andy Walker. No complaints from the referee about the tackle.
I think what they're complaining about was a little nudge.
Charlie Miller wide, that's Stephen Wright. Now Gascoigne. Miller in space again. David Robertson racing forward on the left. Chance here for Robertson. He had much more time than he realised. That's the best chance of the match so far.
Well, it's good approach work from Miller. When it goes to Robertson, he gets a lucky break. Really, it's an awful attempt at goal. It's a great chance there for Robertson.
He's already scored twice this season for Rangers too, David Robertson. He's no stranger to these goal-scoring positions. Great tackle by Grant. McStay picks up the loose ball. Collins to his left. McStay going it alone. It's a great save from Gorham. Superb midfield play from Paul McStay. And Gorham comes to the rescue of Rangers.
Well, Charlie Miller lost it. He was hustled out of it. McStay gets on to his right foot. A great save from Gorham.
So a corner kick count going Celtic's way. Andreas Tom got to that. Well, it's been an impressive opening spell. There's a lot of good football, and Celtic looking particularly nimble in midfield.
Yes, a good example there of their domination was when Charlie Miller had the ball. Immediately, three Celtic midfield players converged on him. They won possession, and quickly McStay drove at the Rangers back four. It was only a great save from Gorham that stopped them from taking the lead.
Now Loudrup, chance in the counter-attack against Bata. Spin the ball, the wrong moment for Rangers. This is Hughes. Barton to Donnelly, a hospital pass, I reckon. Gascoigne swooping there for the interception. Well, we really have seen some good quality football in the opening quarter of the match, Trevor.
Yes, you feel that every time Laudrup has the ball, it spells danger for Celtic. You just wish he could be a little bit more consistent. He's got such tremendous individual talent. It's worth keeping an eye on him, you know, because when he lost possession there, he started limping. Just wonder if he's turned his ankle.
Well, reveling in this free roll, he can go anywhere he wants on the field.
It's certainly a great position to play in, isn't it? And you've got to be talented to play that position. He's got everything, really. I think he's a tremendous individual player.
Well, a good spell of form is Tosh McKinley coming forward for Celtic with Collins ahead. Still Celtic in possession. Colm again coming deep. Andy Walker staying leading the line as the spearhead. This is Collins again. And no point at all in long, hopeful high balls into the box for Celtic. Especially with Van Hooijdonk missing. And Charlie Miller goes in very late on Paul McStay. And referee McCluskey this time has no option.
No, it was a daft challenge from Miller. What surprised me that it's taken 22 minutes for a player's going to book. Certainly if this is a Premiership game in England, the player would have been certainly booked before now. I think the referee has been rather lenient.
Well, Charlie Miller certainly well fired up for the occasion, the 19-year-old. Youngest player on the field. Now John Collins, so deadly against Rangers on these set pieces. His record is remarkable. Rudi Vata there also. Very well struck by Vata and taken calmly by Gorham. Excellent goalkeeping.
Good power, good direction, a good positioning from Gorham.
And Gorham made light of that. Petric back with Goff. In midfield is Miller. John Hughes. Now Miller, good control with the head. He's fouled there clearly by Donnelly. Interesting too to see, Trevor, that Peter Grant is on Charlie Miller. Paul McStay against Paul Gascoigne.
Yes, there's actually a lot of room in that midfield. I thought that perhaps Grant would mark Gascoigne, but that hasn't been.
Good tackle by Collins, robbing Petric. 3 against 3. Gascoigne getting back to make the third defender. Collins driving forward. Well, he's had the golden touch this season, John Collins. Looking to chip that one in, I think.
I think he was caught in two minds. He wanted to hit it with his left foot, comes back onto his right, and it's a tame cross into Gorham's hands.
John Collins again showing another aspect of his play, his tackling ability. Laudrup has David Robertson outside him. McCoy's calling for the ball in the middle. Salenko is short. This is Laudrup. Good running again by Robertson, a chance for Rangers. Beaten away brilliantly by Marshall. But the two best chances of the match falling to David Robertson of Rangers. McKinley on the counter-attack. Celtic have lots of players forward. One of them is Vata. The cross won't reach him though. But what a chance that was for Rangers. Gordon Marshall with a fine save.
Once again, clever play from Laudrup. Picks out Robertson. This time is a much better effort. A great save for Marshall.
There's a problem though, Trevor, for Celtic. The way Robertson's making those runs, he's not being picked up.
No, I would think the Rangers are a little bit disappointed that the best two chances have fallen to him. sure those sort of chances they would like to fall to McCoist, perhaps Selenko or even Laudrup.
Goff left for the ball for Rangers. The interception was made by Collins. Again, driving at the Rangers defence. Here's Tom. Selenko did well to halt the progress. Now Donnelly, Bata sprinting outside him. Well blocked by Goff. Clearance there from David Robertson. Very willing play on the right flank though by Rudi Bata, the Albanian international. Here he is again. Going inside Robertson. Right header. That's Laudrup. Selenko trying to hold off Boyd. No infringement, says the referee. Celtic retaining possession here.
You feel in that situation, Selenko's got to work harder to retain possession. If he's playing up front, he's got to keep the ball for his teammates.
McStay again, finding space. Colliding there with Richard Goff as Tom tries to go it alone. Paul McStay on the ground. The Celtic supporters incensed about that. The clash with Goff. And the referee's taking action here against the Rangers captain. McStay was making a run. He was body checked by Goff. So it's a second booking. Richard Goff joining Charlie Miller in the referee's book.
Well, if the referee considers it to have been a foul, why did he give the free kick? Because I'm sure that Celtic would have preferred to have had a free kick. It's only 5 yards outside the penalty box in a good scoring position.
Well, he seemed to give the advantage as Tom had possession, but surrounded by defenders. McStay is recovered. Forward there for McKinley. Good running. Goff read that well. Tackled by Collins and Gascoigne. Here's Collins again. Now Walker. That's for McKinley. They're asking a little bit too much of the fullback. McKinley not happy with the pass. Gave him little chance there. There's some great variety in the Celtic attacking play in the match. And that goal for Southend scored by Paul Byrne, who scored here the new year for Celtic against Rangers.
What a goal it was.
Hughes with Selenko, the foul committed by the Russian. Little nudge while the ball was in the air, picked up by referee McCluskey. Petrick's judging it well in the air, but the header reaches Collins only. First time pass from McStay, who's doing a fine match for Celtic. That's Walker. And Goff is scoring that away for the goal kick. And McKinley and Vart are making those runs on the flanks for Celtic, supporting the front men. But Paul McStay really, Trevor, has been involved in virtually everything for Celtic.
Yes, he's made one or two excellent forward runs. What he tends to do is he tends to interchange with Tom. Tom likes to come deep, having the ball to feet. That's fine, and then straight away either Collins or McStay, they go up front. It's a problem for Rangers because the movement of the Celtic players is excellent.
So the Celtic captain leading by example tonight. And the half hour, still no goals, but lots of good football and action here. Here's Selenko. Well, Celtic may have had the better of the play, the best chances falling to Rangers and to David Robertson in particular. And this judgment there by Stephen Wright. Well, that tells the story where the play has been. Celtic having that dominance. Celtic supporters in good voice, enjoying this opening half hour of the Old Firm match. There's Gascoigne, making space for himself. Robbed neatly there by Tom. That's for Walker to chase, he's offside.
Another very tight decision. Tommy Burns there on the touchline with instructions.
Yes, he was just offside. But that pass came about through two Celtic players pressing very, very hard on Paul Gascoigne, and one of them was Andreas Tom. He comes back into the midfield area, does a lot of good defensive work.
Celtic pressing whenever the ball reaches the Rangers midfield. They don't mind the back three exchanging passes, but now they have to cope with Laudrup and Robertson. There's Gascoigne, late challenge there by Robertson by Gascoigne, by McStay rather, as the break was on for Rangers. Charlie Miller it was, but David Robertson's in trouble. A late tackle by Paul McStay.
Once again, the two of them linking up there, Laudrup and Robertson. That's a bad tackle. But here you see a good chance of Miller, left foot past the post.
Well, David Robertson requiring treatment, a little wonder.
Here you see a late challenge from McStay. Well, he's lucky to get away with that.
Well, in the context of the two bookings so far, Paul McStay very fortunate. So Celtic having the edge also, an attempted goal, and also on shots on target. McStay with John Hughes behind. Here's Barta. Hughes forward, Walker trying to hold off McLaren. It's not easy. Last season, the league matches, 2-0 they won at Ibrox, then it was 3-1 at Hampden, 1-1 at Ibrox, and then one success for Celtic by 3 goals to 0 at the end of the season, but after the championship had been won effectively by Rangers. There's Petric, McCoist coming short, now Gascoigne, Laudrup tackled well by McStay. Good play by Tom. Here's McStay again. Assessing all the options ahead. And then using Collins beside him. McKinley. Misunderstanding there with Walker. It was well read by Goff. Salenko. White. Peter Grant was in the way for Celtic. Well, a lot more time there for Celtic in defence. Patient play again from the back. Both sides allowing the defenders to have possession as much as they want. And starting to work in midfield. There's Boyd. Walker coming short this time. Now Collins. Celtic have certainly had to alter their attacking approach with no Van Hooijdonk to hit with high balls. They have varied things very effectively indeed. Here's Tosh McKinley. The driven cross, deflected from Goran Petric. But they are missing a big man up front, Trevor.
I think both teams are, because Rangers are without Mark Hateley. What it does is it gives you an out ball. And I think they miss their physical presence also.
Corner kick count going Celtic's way. As Collins loops it in towards Hughes. Goff won it well for Rangers. That's Gascoigne. Only Salenko up front. Putting pressure on Boyd. Ball's been carried out by Tom Boyd. That's good play by Salenko. Stuck to his task there.
Yes,
surprised Boyd.
As soon as Tom Boyd elected to head the ball, Salenko knew he was under pressure. He closed him down well and forced a throw-in. That's exactly what I mean about Laudrup. So inconsistent. A man of his ability, you can't believe he can't pass the ball 2 yards. He puts it out for a throw-in.
Petric with a header. Boyd wants to let that run, and Salenko can do nothing about that. The Celtic have a goal kick. Well, Tom Boyd a regular now in central defence for Celtic. Well, there's some terrific action coming up on Sky Sports. Newcastle United against Chelsea on Super Sunday, 3:30. Then Queen's Park Rangers against Tottenham on Monday evening. And then Manchester United against Lothar of Volgograd. It's on Tuesday, so lots of action coming up on Sky Sports, and terrific action tonight here at Celtic Park. Goff turning back. And notice no Celtic player putting pressure on Andy Goram. They recognise his ability with the ball at his feet. Gascoigne this time, the midfield player coming deep. Laudrup again. Back with McLaren. Target Selenko. Good judgment there by the Russian. The tackle well timed by Hughes. One of the two new Celtic players to lead for matches. And then Andreas Thom, who's also performing very well indeed. Laudrup with a little exchange for Selenko. Big stage pass. Walker's layoff. This is Thom. It's great play from Celtic once again. Petric kept his eye on the ball. Peter Grant making the first tackle in Gascoigne, but Petric coming clear. Running straight into Paul McStay. Now the Rangers defence is disorganised. That wasn't anticipated by McStay, and Petric was back to intercept. The pass reaches Selenko. Relentless action. Now Gascoigne. Showing too much of that to the Celtic defence though. Donnelly wanted more time than Robertson would permit, but it's a throw to Celtic. Right to Bata. Donnelly couldn't control the driven pass. Well, the late stage of the first half, no goals, but remember, this match must be settled tonight. Extra time and penalty kicks if required. Here's Goff. It's cut off there by Grant's header, and now Laudrup can attack Donnelly. Space on the far side for Wright. Good ball inside, and Hughes was there ahead of McCoist. But once again, Celtic vulnerable to the flank players for Rangers.
Well, that was fantastic play from Laudrup. Just look at the vision here. Picks out Wright at the back post there. He does the right thing right, puts it back in the danger area. Hughes, he knew McCoist was behind him.
Laudrup again. Another corner kick off Donnelly. So Brian Laudrup prepares to take the corner. Gordon Marshall organising his defenders. Everyone except Andy Walker back for Celtic. Hughes won that from Goff. Here's Thom. Andy Walker has to come back on side. Charlie Miller is with Thom. Very good play by Miller. Wright helps it all the way back to Gorham. Now the closing stages of the first half. Goal for either side now, Trevor, with an enormous impact.
Yes, it's rather surprising that we haven't seen a goal. There's been a feast of good football. I would think that Celtic are reasonably pleased. They've had a lot of possession. But in terms of chances, I remember McCoist, Miller, Robertson twice. They've all gone close, and their chances have been in the penalty box. Celtic have been restricted to shots outside the box.
Fascinating match, great contrast in styles and in tactics. McStay to McKinley. This is Boyd. Interception made by Petric. Petric again ahead of Boyd. This is Paul McStay back in defence. Bata. Donnelly made a good angle for him. This is Bata again. Now Hughes. age of 30. In the big time here. A great player for Falkirk for a few seasons after joining them from Swansea City. This is Boyd. The layoff from Walker. This is Collins. Now Walker. Neat turn away from Goff. He has Grant to his side. Well, he's been known to score some spectacular ones from there. He had time to set himself.
Well, that's the sort of attempts I'm talking about. I don't think Rangers mind too much. They've restricted Celtic to 3 or 4 shots from outside the box. They know Goran, they've got an outstanding keeper. It's got to be a great shot to beat him from 30 yards.
Gascoigne dropping deep again. Moving away from Walker. Head up all the time, looking for the options. Great pass wide, that's Stephen Wright. Gascoigne not pleased with the attention on him there as he released the pass. A word with the referee. Salenko's turn was brilliant. Chance for Rangers. Very close indeed. Brilliant play from Oleg Salenko.
And I think you'll find this an equally good save from Marshall. Great turn from Salenko. Does the right thing. Shoots across the goal. I think Marshall's got a hand to it.
Well, this is why it's a corner kick. A touch there by Marshall was crucial. This is Gascoigne. Handball against Donnelly. He's going to be in trouble for that. And upraised from the referee, indicating the offence. But for the moment, he's going to his top pocket for his notebook there. Donnelly did appear to try to lean in there and play the ball with his chest. Marshall organising the wall now. Petric and Laudrup over the ball. Petric has power. Laudrup has dexterity. Can swerve the ball in. Switch to Miller. Shooting chance on. Great play by Miller. Well, he was ambitious in the end. Having made space for himself, tried the chip shot.
I can't believe Celtic allowed to have this sort of space, totally unmarked. Lovely little dummy. Little curl with right foot, just past the post again.
Well, the driven effort with the left foot might have been more effective. Charlie Miller showing his composure at the edge of the penalty area and his disappointment about the finish.
Yes, he's annoyed with himself. I think he feels he should have scored.
Collins with a header. In goes Petric. So the throw goes to Celtic. Charlie Miller now has on McLaren and lots of space. Gascoigne ahead calling for the ball, but Laudrup has come deep also. Robertson has gone well forward. He's in behind Vata. The covering player was Hughes. It has been remarkable the way Robertson in particular, and Wright to a lesser extent, have been able to advance and cause problems for Celtic on the flanks.
Yes, you feel that Vata's fallen for it every time. It must be 4 occasions now.
Salenko couldn't keep that in. So approaching the half-time whistle, very little stoppage time. Over the piece, Trevor. Who's at the better of things?
Well, I would think the Rangers are a little bit more satisfied at this moment than Celtic. I think the Celtic started extremely well. They were bossing the game in midfield. But if you look at the chances, I think Rangers will feel they should be in the lead.
So a foul throw. It's a throw now to Rangers, which Robertson takes. The referee McCluskey is checking his watch. There won't be much time to add on. Only one visit from either physiotherapist in the first half. Here's Gascoigne, but he wanted the chance to complete this move. The half-time whistle goes. It's been fast and furious. There's some excellent football from both sides. David Robertson had 2 terrific chances in front of goal. So too did Charlie Miller. And they were the best chances of the match. Celtic dominating the long spells in midfield, but Rangers with the better chances. It's been excellent football in the first half. Join us after the break. It's Celtic 0, Rangers 0.
Eight from Rangers, 3 on target. 4 corners each. 2 bookings. First, after 22 minutes, Charlie Miller of Rangers, and Gough followed him into the book. And the possession, 52% from Celtic, 58% in that middle third of the action areas, and well, it couldn't be closer, could it? Really couldn't. Stuart McCall and Charlie Nicholas with us in the studios here tonight, and I think, gentlemen, it's been a half that you both enjoyed, so far, so good, Stuart.
Yeah, disappointing for Rangers not scored, actually. Great open game, end-to-end stuff. Celtic started really bright. I think Rangers have come into it, and like Trevor summed it up perfectly. Celtic had a lot of play, but Rangers had 4 or 5 excellent chances. Which
we'll have a look at it in a moment, but first of all, Celtic's best chance. McStay on the run. Found a shot, and Andy Gorham needed to make a very good save. Typical Gorham, eh?
Yeah, he's been doing that all season.
Little concerned at the ease with which McStay picked his way through there?
I think it's that sort of game. Rangers are going up and then losing it. Celtic are coming back. It's end-to-end. It's great stuff. I think the fans will be enjoying it. Obviously, Goffey, he'll be a bit concerned about the time Celtic coming through. But it's an open game. Like I say, Rangers have had the chances, and we've both enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Let's have a look at some of those chances as we talk. And it's a pitch, Charlie, you were saying, that's been extended by, what, some 6 yards?
I think it's done,
and
yes.
A little bit wider now?
Yeah, a bit wider, and about 12 yards in total. That's a great chance for David Robertson. We just mentioned him at 40-1 earlier in the night, and usually he blasts everything with his left foot, but there he's just latched out and just put a tame shot in, to be honest. But I'm thoroughly enjoying the match. It's really so open, which is very unlike an Old Firm game. Here's Robertson again. Laudrup seems to find this guy time after time, but it's a great save from Gordon Marshall. Celtic, for all their domination and their particularly good passing game, have really struggled to really create any good opportunities, but Rangers have had them, and the keeper's had 2 great saves.
You think Rangers will be slightly disappointed on that basis?
I think so. I think Laudrup's picking
they've had.
Yeah, definitely. I think Laudrup's picking the ball up in good areas. Of him and Robertson have got a great understanding. And as you see there, 2 chances for Robbo. Knowing him, he'll have pushed the ball out and had 50 pence on himself, and he'll be a little bit disappointed tonight. Up to now, anyway, that he's not scored.
Yeah, 40-1, as you said. Good odds. Solenko, as half-time approached, turned beautifully.
This is tremendous ball, and he turns beautifully. Tom Boyd just commits himself, I think, to the tackle, sets up his chance, and it's another great touch from Gordon Marshall, keeping Celtic really in the game again. We've mentioned Solenko. I think he's really not quite got the sharpness that he requires yet for that top-level game, but he's gradually coming into the game, and they're gradually creating some chances for him.
Ali does wanted that, but did Solenko make the right choice?
Yeah, hit it across the goal. I mean, Marshall, as you saw earlier with the Robertson shot, palmed it away. Coyster was waiting for any scraps, but unfortunately, Marshall got a good hand on it. But it's very encouraging. I think, end-to-end stuff, and a lot of chances being made. The
real surprise is that there hasn't been a goal so far, isn't it? How on earth has that happened, do you think? It's just down to very good goalkeeping.
Yeah, credit to Big Marshall. Andy made the one save from McStay, but as Charlie says, although Celtic started brightly, I don't think they've had any direct shots on goal. So hopefully the same again. We'll settle for that.
Goalless then at Celtic Park. Elsewhere tonight, it's a busy night of football. Latest scores in the Coca-Cola Cup here in England. All latest scores. No goals at Bolton, Bradford and Nottingham Forest 1 apiece. Newcastle 4 up at Bristol City. Scott Sellers amongst the scorers. Southampton leading 3-0 at Cardiff, 2 for Letizia. Sheffield Wednesday 2-1 up at Crewe. De Gruyter has got them both. 2-0 Arsenal at Hartlepool. Huddersfield beating Barnsley 1-0. Goalless at Elland Road. Queen's Park Rangers 1 up at Oxford. Dicchio, who got 2 at the weekend. Derby 2-1 at Shrewsbury. Southend beating Palace by a goal to 0. Stockport and Ipswich 1 apiece. Tranmere 1, Oldham 0. Guess who? Aldridge. Watford 0, Bournemouth 1. Charlton 2-1 up at Wimbledon. And it's goalless at Wickham. Wickham 0, Manchester City 0. It's goalless in our live game tonight as well. And we have to have an outcome. Placing the last 4 up for grabs at Parkhead. Celtic 0, Rangers 0. Is there a way through? We'll find out next. Back, live football on Sky Sports again tonight from Parkhead. Coca-Cola Cup 4th round tie. It's goalless at the moment. Celtic 0, Rangers 0. Thoroughly enjoyable so far. And our match commentators at Parkhead, Trevor Francis and Jock Brown.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, the Celtic supporters there and the Rangers fans waiting for the return of the two sides. We've been discussing here where the goals might come from. Trevor, Celtic, lots of good possession, not a lot of punch.
No, as I've said, Andreas Tommy likes to come deep. It's vitally important for Celtic that they get Collins and McStay making forward runs. They've seemed a little bit predictable the last 15 minutes. You just wonder about Hoydonk on the bench. I presume he's fit, otherwise he would have been on the bench. I think Tommy Burns would like for him to have started the match, but I'm sure that if a goal doesn't come, he must be tempted to bring him on during the second half.
Also a very impressive start from Simon Donnelly. You were impressed with him, I know that, at the beginning.
Yes, I think the first half an hour, like most of the Celtic players, he was very dominant. The last 15 minutes, he's gone out the game, so Rangers have come more into it.
Well, Celtic arriving here at the start of the second half, looking for changes there. They have Pierre Van Hooijdonk, who's still in his tracksuit, and little Brian McLaughlin also not ready to come on.
Yes, I would think Tommy Burns is a little bit concerned about the fact that he's probably not looking at it just going 90 minutes. Could be an extra half an hour. He's been out with a hamstring injury, not 100% fit. If it was just a 90-minute game, I'm sure he might just bring him on half-time, but he's looking at perhaps another half an hour.
So, the second half about to begin. Referee McCluskey has not yet appeared. Two bookings in that first half, Richard Gough and Charlie Miller for Rangers. Some very heavy tackling early on, but the referee clearly trying to let the players settle down.
Well, I think there's more good football in this game than was in that game that I spoke about 8 years ago. On that occasion, most of the players forgot there was a ball to be playing.
Well, they remember the ball tonight. It's with Dali McCoist and Oleg Selenko. Remember, this match must be played to a finish. Extra time and penalties if required. But there's Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final, second half about to be underway. Referee McCluskey is satisfied. No change in personnel on either side. So we're underway for the second half. And looking quickly at the formations of the two sides, no obvious alterations tactically. Exactly as they started. Rangers with three central defenders. Wright and Robertson, the wing-backs, pushing forward. Miller and Gascoigne, the centre of midfield. Laudrup free to support McCoist and Selenko. It's a 4-4-2 basically for Celtic. Midfield, Simon Donnelly pushing forward when he can. There is McStay, Grant, Collins. Foul there on Selenko, giving the free kick to Rangers. Here's McCoist. Laudrup has found space again. That's for McCoist to chase. The covering player is Boyd. He's quick enough. Took a rap on the ankle from McCoist, which he didn't appreciate. Donnelly forward. That's well read again by Gough. Walker was on his heels. Space here for Laudrup. Attacking Hughes. There's Selenko. Clearance there by Collins. Gascoigne trying to hold off Paul McStay. A foul by the Celtic captain.
Good strength here from Gascoigne. Knew there was a player behind him, didn't know who it was, but he knew that he had to hold that ball. Good upper body strength from Gascoigne.
McStay penalised. Gascoigne over the free kick for Rangers. McCoist waits in the box. Headed away there by Grant, straight to Miller. In goes Grant again. Miller strong enough to win it back. McCoist makes the run. Good play there by Vata, but the pass back forcing Marshall to concede the corner. Smile from Gordon Marshall. The hold-up, an injured player, requires some attention. Rudy Vata, I think. So first involvement in the outfield for Brian Scott, the Celtic physio, arriving here to look after Rudy Vata.
The feature of Rangers play during the first half was the interplay between Laudrup and Robertson. And straight away at the start of the second half, Robertson's trying to make runs in behind Donnelly. And you can see that Donnelly loves going forward. He's been very, very impressive going forward. Doesn't relish the idea of chasing back. And I think that that's where Rangers are going to capitalise on that unless Celtic have a rethink.
Well, the applause there for Gascoigne going to take the corner kick. Tommy Burns there in the director's box. Fergus McCann in front of him. That noise was for Gascoigne. Gough coming to meet that. Held by Marshall. Well, a chance there in the air for Richard Gough from the corner kick, although he was under severe pressure. The tackle came from McCoist on McKinley. Here's Walker. Much too heavy a touch. John Collins explains he could have taken the ball short. So Rangers switching the play quickly via Gorham to McLaren. This is Laudrup. Knew Vata was right behind them, but Vata did enough to trouble Laudrup there. He's had some injury problems early in the season, perhaps not fully at his best.
But that's where Rangers are trying to work the ball. Whenever they get it, they're trying to get it into that little area. Laudrup, he must have played 90% of the first half in that sort of left-hand side position. As soon as he gets it, it's the signal for Robertson to make that run in behind Donnelly.
Goss header, collected here by Grant. Now Vata. Movement ahead from Walker. This is Grant again. Now Donnelly. That's Vata, he's caught offside. Well, the Celtic supporters not at all happy about that.
Let's have a look for ourselves. It's very, very tight, and once again the linesman puts his flag up so late.
Looked to be in line, which would have put him onside. It's back from right to Petric. There's Gascoigne. So here's McLaren. Now Gough. Miller holding off McStay. Well, McStay very much up for this match, as you might expect. Well, a score update from south of the border. Nottingham Forest in trouble against Bradford City. 2-1 down. Selenko. Simon Donnelly stepping in. There certainly was a defensive problem there between Simon Donnelly and Rudy Vata. Their understanding not quite perhaps what was required when Rangers had the ball. Headed away by Hughes. That's McStay. Tough challenge there by Robertson. Selenko. Great ball forward for Robertson. There's no offside. The ball had gone out of play though. Strong, determined play by Robertson.
It's clever play too by Selenko. Lovely little flick. Robertson getting in once again behind the Celtic back four.
Well, for David Robertson, it's a new set of tactics to develop, because he played for Aberdeen before coming to Rangers, played in a flat back four there. He's been in a flat back four at Rangers until this season. But he's having the opportunity here to show his attacking prowess and using his terrific pace on that left-hand side, troubling Donnelly and Vata. McKinley's throw, that's Walker. Away by Petric, straight to McStay. McKinley. Beautifully controlled by Tom. Still retaining possession. The whistle had gone for a free kick to Celtic. Well, Celtic wanted the advantage.
Well, as you can see there, Celtic had good possession. They wanted the advantage rule. To be fair to the referee, he had to blow immediately.
And there's Tom. Inside there to Grant. That's Hughes who'd gone forward to join the attack. He uses power in the air. This is Tom. Caught by Miller. And Miller clearly concerned. He's been booked, remember. Referee McCluskey waves them away.
Well, I can't see what Miller's complaining about. Clearly he's brought Tom to the floor.
Well, I wondered if he was concerned about seeing a red card, having been booked in the first half. A chance, though, for Celtic. Andreas Tom. Rudy Vata has scored against Rangers from a free kick at the end of the last season. And John Collins makes a habit of it. He's over the ball. There's Collins. Magnificent save from Gorham.
the top corner by Gorham.
Great free kick from Collins. Tremendous power. And a good save from Gorham.
Well, they have more work to do now. Well, the kick swung in there, commanding header away by Petric. That's Vata. Too big a hurry. He had time in the ball. John Collins gives him a bit of stick there because he wanted a pass played forward. Petric switching the play to the far side to McLaren. Celtic don't appear to mind if Rangers pass the ball among their back three. Now it's with Gascoigne. Selenko comes short. Here's Miller, well forward this time. Led into space by Gascoigne for Selenko. Still Selenko. Carrying the ball out, it's a corner kick. Well, like Selenko having a few words to say there. What his complaint is, I'm not sure.
No, it's McCoy's who's complaining because Selenko got to the byline. He should have whipped the cross in. McCoy's made a great run to the near post and he wanted it early.
Oh, language difficulty there perhaps also. There's Richard Goff. The edge of the penalty area for Gascoigne's corner. The header came from Petric. Well, Rangers are menacing in that position with Petric and Goff coming in from deep positions. Rudy Vata for Celtic. So Grant playing it hopefully forward. There haven't been too many balls like that played in the match. That's a careless clearance though. Petric to Collins. This is Walker. McKinley goes outside him, uses him as a decoy. The angle ball was intended for Collins. It was well read again by Goff. Here's Laudrup now on the right. Selenko ahead. Good tackle made in the end by Boyd. There's Laudrup again. Peels the handball way to the side. Selenko asked to chase here. Pass from Gascoigne. Well, Selenko is definitely warming to the task.
Yes, it's not easy for him playing in the derby like this. He's certainly never experienced anything like this before.
Walker's layoff intended for Grant. Won by Gascoigne. Well, Gascoigne not happy there, looking for a free kick, which the referee wasn't going to give. McKinley. Goff's headed clearance. Right, looking for Selenko. The bounce beats him. Donnelly. Grant spots Vata on the far side. Donnelly goes outside him. Careless pass, asking a lot of Donnelly. It was too close to Robertson.
Yes, the final ball was awful there because they've got a good 2-on-1 situation.
There's Donnelly again, robbing Alan McLaren. Now with Collins. Walker. Donnelly helps it on. It's a good ball. A chance there for Rudy Vata. Couldn't wait until the ball came down low enough for the volley.
Once again, good build-up play from Celtic. Walker on the ball. A little flick on there from Donnelly. Falls to Vata. Can't quite get his foot over it, but he's pushing forward a lot more now the last few minutes. Celtic are definitely trying to take the game more to Rangers.
Well, attempts at goal plentiful in this match. Remarkable there are none to show, no goals to show for this. That's McKinley. Petric and Goff together. Now Gascoigne. McStay battling hard with him in midfield. Well, Gascoigne showing a little bit of temper. Arms flailing there. But the referee has words with both players.
Gascoigne, he doesn't mind this, does he? He likes players getting in very close to him. Little elbow. Well, he's a little bit fortunate to get away with it. But he invites players in. He doesn't mind them getting close to him. He uses his body to shrug them off. And wins the free kick.
Rangers free kick. Paul McStay doing a bit of holding in the first place, but Gascoigne certainly nipping back there with the elbow. Referee McCluskey content with a quiet word to both players. McCoist. Blocked by Hughes.
Celtic under pressure there from Collins. Staying with a good tackle on Solenko. Petric commanding against Tom in the air. Here's Collins. Now Donnelly. On the far side is Barter. Well forward once again. Walker's dropped deep. There's no one in attacking position through the middle there for Celtic. Tom coming in now. Donnelly to Walker. Good interchange of passes.
The problem is when they get into that area, they're looking to play a ball into the area. Any sort of ball would do, but they have to play everything onto the floor because without Hoydonk there, they can't put an aerial ball in. Perhaps it's the moment for Hoydonk now. I think Walker's been struggling a little bit the last few minutes. I've questioned whether Hoydonk is fit. It's only Tommy Burns will know that. If he is fit enough, I'm sure it's the moment to bring him on.
Right, up there, taking a little knock in the face. He wasn't happy with that as John Hughes challenged. Still nursing a blow in the mouth, but Celtic have a free kick. So, Ryan Rhodes upstream, a little blood there on the lip. And for a clash with Hughes. This is Paul McStay. Donnelly using Hughes at the back. Good feet time in Donnelly, good control. Collins has Tom coming deep. So played forward there by Collins to Donnelly. He's found space, a shooting chance, a good effort. That was swerving. Goro made it look easy.
Good play this. You feel McLaren should have come out and closed him down much quicker. Fortunately for him, it goes straight in the centre, straight into this man's hands.
So there's activity down below us on the benches. I think both sides are going to make a change very shortly. And the first will be made, I think, by Rangers. None will be made simultaneously. Pierre Van Hooijdonk and Alec Cleland wait to come on. Players coming off are David Robertson and Andy Walker, I think. Well, David Robertson withdrawn. No sign of injury there. Alec Cleland could be a direct replacement for him. And Andy Walker withdrawn for Celtic on the change. Trevor Francis mentioned. Pierre Van Hooijdonk to a tremendous welcome enters the fray.
Well, I can only presume that Robertson has an injury. In fact, just looking down below me here in the dugout, they've given him an ice pack. Definitely has a problem because he's been very, very effective trying to push forward there for Rangers. As I predicted, Hooijdonk was the man to come on. Feel a bit sorry for Walker because every time he got the ball, he was under pressure. He's a big favourite here, Hooijdonk, and the fans wanted him on.
Donnelly to Van Hooijdonk. Tom on the right. Rangers have switched to fullbacks now. Stephen Wright is at left back. Alec Cleland at right back. Grant. Chance for Van Hooijdonk. Great tackle by Goff. Right at the last seconds. Well, a chance opened up there just for a fleeting second until Goff appeared. Here's Laudrup. And it's won there by Paul McStay. The deflection gives the throw to Celtic, but Richard Goff saved the day without question for Rangers.
Here you saw the type of ball that I was on about. It's in the air. Awful defending there from Petric. And he's got a chance. Hooijdonk in the first minute. He comes on.
Well, Richard Goff making that saving tackle for Gordon Petric. Shows him a little depth there. The Celtic supporters in excellent voice here. Perhaps sensing the prospect of the game going their way. Here's Andreas Tom. Nipping in there on Petric. A little bit casual. Van Hooijdonk robbed by McLaren. This is Charlie Miller. Brought down by Grant. Apology offered by Peter Grant to Charlie Miller. And the Rangers players complaining, I think, there's no yellow card being shown.
I can understand why. I mean, there's no attempt to play the ball there. Miller's beaten him for pace. Grant can't get near him, so he's brought him to the floor.
Well, there have been bookings for Charlie Miller himself. That's why he was so upset, I think, and also for Richard Gough in the first half. A stumble there by Cleland. Unlucky.
The chance that Celtic had just a couple of minutes ago, they've been working now for, 60-odd minutes to try and play that ball into the box. They've not been able to do so. Everything's had to be played into feet. It's been too predictable as far as I'm concerned, the build-up. But that sort of ball from Barter, not a particularly good ball, but it was a ball that they could play in without sort of looking.
So a new dimension for Celtic's attack with the introduction of Pierre Van Hooijdonk. Here's Tosh McKinley. Tackle came from Miller. So, what's happening elsewhere? Bradford City 3, Nottingham Forest 1. First leg match in the Coca-Cola Cup second round in England. Major shock. Here's Boyd. To Tom. Collins. Across it goes to Paul McStay. Bata supports from right back. Donnelly's ahead. Pierre Van Hooijdonk looking for the ball in the box. It's won this time by Petrich. Not a bad effort by McStay. Kept that down extremely well.
I would say a very good effort. He's come to on his right foot, 30 yards out. Good attempt from McStay.
Well, right back to his best, Paul McStay, after that long injury layoff. He was determined to win that from McCoist. Grant gets there first for Celtic. Well, that's for Pierre Van Hooijdonk. No free kick given. Alan McLaren unhappy about Van Hooijdonk backing into him. Used his strength to come through him to win the ball. Here's Miller again. Asking too much of himself on the tongue, losing his footing. A counter-attack on for Celtic. Here's Rudy Vata. Peter Grant has gone racing through the centre-forward position. Pierre Van Hooijdonk. That's for Donnelly. Donnelly against Wright. The nutmeg was effective, but McLaren provided the cover. Good little noise again from the Celtic supporters, sensing something perhaps. Vata, McStay. McLaren clashing with Vata. The corner kick's been given.
Yes, you do feel the game swung towards Celtic now. Those chances that Rangers had in the first half are not coming. Penny under a worthwhile chance in the second half.
Approaching a midway point in the second half. Still no goals. John Hughes trying to change that for Celtic. The outswinger. Collins' pass not read there by Selenko. The body check by McCoy, on McKinley. The free kick's taken already, keeping the play flowing. Here's Andreas Thom. Great play, McKinley. Goff's headed clearance. Good play by Selenko, robbing Andreas Thom. Gascoigne forward, the flag is up belatedly there for offside. I think the referee gave that first, in fact, against Laudrup. Well, the match being played at an incredible pace, no let-up at all. Remember, we could have half an hour's extra time if the deadlock is not broken. Here's John Collins. Changes direction, waits for the opening to appear. McKinley wants to go on against McClelland, who's very quick in the turn. Tommy Burns now down on the track below us. He's left his seat in the director's box, issuing instructions from the track. Van Hooijdonk against Petrich. And McKinley together, Petrich. And the goal kick resulting from the challenge made by John Collins. So Pierre Van Hooijdonk has made an early impact since joining the match as substitute.
Well, I wouldn't think that these players here would relish having extra time, because their schedule just recently has been very, very demanding.
Andreas Thom with an injury out before the match, and he's now having treatment from Brian Scott. Celtic will not want to lose his services, that's for sure. Now right, Gascoigne, Laudrup's in space. Looking for Salenko, and a very good interception by McKinley, halting Cleland. That's Collins. Van Hooydonk's layoff, so effective in that position. Donnelly waits for Barter to go outside him. Collins takes over the creative duties in midfield. Patiently probing Celtic. Grant under pressure there from Goff. Rangers have it back with Petric and Cleland. Boy to McKinley. Cleland judged that well. Plenty of time here for Goff, picking out Gascoigne. Gascoigne doesn't like the attentions of these Celtic midfield players when he's on the ball. McLaren looking for the run made by Gascoigne. Boyd is with him. Hughes is also there. And Gascoigne going in late on John Hughes, but if he waves play on, well, Hughes taking no real exception to that. Here's Peter Grant, caught by Petric. This is serious for Petric. Grant was past him. Josh McKinley has words with the referee about the tackle made by Gascoigne.
Well, no doubt about that. Grant was first to the ball.
Well, the tempo's rising here. Grant and McCoist. Well, Peter Grant losing his head here. McCoist having a few words with him. It's all rather ugly. The play's underway though. Goran Petric was booked there, the third Rangers player. Well, Grant and McCoist there, a nasty exchange there. Verbal happily. Here's Collins. Collins brought down by Miller. Now Miller living very dangerously indeed. His second foul in quick succession at the edge of the area, having been booked in the first half.
Well, once again, absolutely no attempt to play the ball. He's living on a knife edge. A situation like that, it must be a nightmare for the manager, Walter Smith. He must be contemplating this moment whether it should be right to bring him off, because he could be sent off.
Collins or Van Hooijdonk over the free kick. Both experts from these set pieces. A better angle for the left-footed player in Collins. But Van Hooijdonk can swerve it. The deflection off the wall. It's a corner kick to Celtic. Well, this match now simmering just below boiling point. Another change being made. Andreas Thom is not able to continue. He was a risk without question, and Brian McLaughlin comes on to replace him. Tells John Collins what's required in terms of tactical alterations. Gorham collects the corner, a little fumble, uncharacteristic. So Stephen Wright in the left-back position now, with Alec Cleland on the right. The injured David Robertson has been withdrawn. Here's Goran Petric, the latest player in the match to be booked. Careless one by McLaren. This is McStay. McLaughlin makes the run.
Just mentioned that Robertson's off, and quite clearly Rangers have missed him. They've lost their attacking impetus. This man in possession now, Laudrup, hasn't really featured the last 10 minutes. He's had to come around to the right-hand side because he can't link up anymore with Robertson on the opposite side.
Trying to link though with Cleland, that was effective. Good play by Cleland. Return from Selenko. Slightly misjudged. So Cleland showing his attacking abilities there for Rangers.
It was excellent play from Cleland because he played the 1-2 with Selenko, and you expect a better 1-2 than that from the Russian World Cup star.
Was a good play by Charlie Miller. Pace, showing good control. That's for Selenko. A tackle from Boyd. Again, the value of Boyd's terrific pace apparent. The free kick there against Donnelly. The tensions on right. No argument about that. Holding there as he chased the ball. This is Goff. Now Laudrup. Away from Collins. Angling that for Cleland. An ambitious pass though. And Grant was back in the saving tackle. Full of determination. All over his face. There's Cleland again. Winning the corner off McKinley. Oh, he's done very well in the last few minutes, Cleland. Yeah, Van Hooydonk brought back to help the defence. The corner kick count is even. Arms flailing around there. Petrick's looking for space. Goff also is there. It was very well won by Hughes. Didn't fall kindly for Miller. Gascoigne. Great chance there. It's in. It's a goal for Rangers. Scored by McCoist. Great cross from Gascoigne. And McCoist celebrates again. The man with the golden touch.
Well, Miller plays his part in it. Sees Gascoigne free. That's a great ball from Gascoigne. And a terrific header from McCoist. He takes up a good position in the back post. It's put on a plate by Gascoigne. McCoist just doesn't miss those.
Gordon Marshall left helpless by the quality of the cross. Boyd did nothing about that. And McCoist gets his 5th goal of the season. So, quarter hour remaining. Can Celtic come back? McLaughlin, body check by Cleland. Well, after all those chances Rangers had in the first half, that's about the first clear-cut chance they've had in the second period. Here's McLaughlin, driving into the box. Trying a little bit too much in that area. Now Laudrup. John Hughes intercepts calmly. Picks out Bata on the right. Well, the Celtic crowd silenced the little contingent of Rangers supporters. 4,500 or so. Celebrating.
Give credit also to Charlie Miller, because as that corner came out to him, as he chested it down, he thought about shooting. He knew Gascoigne was free. He played a little ball into him. And the weight of the pass from Gascoigne and the accuracy was superb.
That's McKinley's cross. Stay at full stretch. Now Boyd. Back with Hughes. He's performed very well indeed for Celtic at the back. John Hughes. Collins forward. Here's McLaughlin. Now McStay. John Collins. Good play again from Collins. Here's McLaughlin. Down he goes to the tackle. The referee waves away any appeals. McLaughlin clearly thought he was fouled. Led in by McKinley. Headed over by Stephen Wright. Wasn't much in that. Well, a penalty claim here, Trevor.
Well, let's have a look at it. He's so frail, isn't he, McLaughlin? He can go to the floor easily. And I think he does fall there. I don't think that's a penalty. That's a good decision by the ref.
Well, I think a lot of refs better given it. And John Hughes going through the tackle there on Gascoigne. Sore one for Gascoigne, but he has the free kick.
So John Hughes watching his face there as Rangers prepare to make another substitution. They're going to bring on Gordon Jury for Oleg Selenko. Well, he's shown enough to indicate he'll be a major influence in the Rangers campaign this season. If he goes off, the fresh legs of Gordon Jury are introduced to the fray. Using his upper body strength there to hold off McKinley. That's Miller. Misunderstanding there, leaving Cullen in possession for Rangers. Arthur's clearance, well controlled by McLaughlin. Providing appeals for handball. That's McKinley. Goff's in trouble. A good recovery though. Retrieved now by McLaren.
That was very near the first mistake Richard Goff's made tonight, because he's been outstanding at the back for Rangers.
Pass intended there for Stephen Wright, asking a lot of the young defender. He had to play it back there for McLaren's help. Possession now with Celtic. The ball's out of play, and it's swerved out of play. Gordon Jury, the replacement there for Oleg Selenko. McStay, Vata, McLaughlin wants on the ball inside the box. McLaughlin back, it comes to Collins. Came off the head of Petric.
Good play that from McLaughlin. When it came back to Collins, I thought that was going to hit the back of the net. I think it hit Petric. I don't know if it was going in.
John saw a little look there.
You see the ball laid back from McLaughlin. Collins onto it. I don't think it would have gone. I think it seemed to be going wide. But certainly Petric wasn't to know that.
Celtic trying to redouble their efforts now to get back into this tie. Headed on there by Collins, a throw to Rangers. Boyd. Back now with John Hughes. Boyd. Judy Bart on the far side. Here's McLaughlin. Gavin Hoydonk back with McLaughlin. Well, he's never scored for Celtic, and that's perhaps the reason why. That kind of shooting.
The Rangers don't mind this too much, do they? Throughout the game, they've restricted Celtic to shooting from outside the box. And they shoot him like that, you can see why. Good little interplay though. Played it into the front man. Van Hooijdonk showed himself well. Good little layoff, but a poor finish.
Tommy Burns looking on him passively there. Walter Smith more animated in the next dugout. Grant's header forward, that's McLaughlin. Celtic, I'm sure, want him in possession, driving at the defenders, especially in the penalty box. So retrieved now by Boyd for Celtic. Hughes serves Grant. Rangers funneling back now in defence. Clock ticking away, 7.5 minutes left for play. Van Hooijdonk with McLaren. A bit of wrestling by the Dutchman. Well, Walter Smith very animated indeed, sensing victory here, but concerned to make sure there's no lapse in concentration by Rangers. There's the man who separates the teams, Ellie McCoist. Decision goes Celtic's way. Well, no other alteration Celtic can make. They've been unlucky to have Pierre Van Hooijdonk a little bit struggling and only able to come on as substitute. Andreas Tom, a risk at the start of the match. He had to go off midway through the second half. This is Grant. McStay, good play in midfield. Grant now driving at the Rangers defence. Pierre Van Hooijdonk's in space. Back it comes to Grant. Well, trying to steer that in, going for accuracy rather than power.
Once again, the approach works good, but they just cannot penetrate this Rangers back three. They've stood firm all game. Little side foot from Grant, but no trouble for Gorham.
Jury playing it back with Cleland. Collins fouled by Jury. Free kick to Celtic. Here's Collins. Burnley now playing through the centre. Pierre Van Hooijdonk under pressure there from McLaren. McStay picks up the loose ball. Vata free on the right. McStay again. That's for Vata. Good position for Celtic. Now Paul McStay, a great save again from Gorham. McStay can scarcely believe it.
Well, that must go down as the save of the match. Tremendous save. Good play from Barter as the cross comes in. Goff plays it out. First time first time from McStay. And unfortunately, we missed the save of the match from Gorham.
Well, let's see it again here.
Here he is, shaping up McStay. Tremendous volley. A fantastic save from Gorham.
Certainly going right into the corner. Boyd up with Jury. Good challenge made by Grant. So Celtic trying again. The heart's perhaps broken by that save from Andy Gorham. Grant forward, here's Paul McStay. Now McLaughlin. Donnelly, McLaughlin. Caught there by Goff. Goff's been booked, remember. I think simply late there. No real malice in this. So, free kick to Celtic. Can Pierre Van Hooijdonk capitalise on this? Rudy Vata is there also.
Well, it's got to be a special effort to beat this man, because he's been outstanding tonight.
John Collins also there. Van Hooijdonk. Again, it came off the wall. He's not pleased, the Dutchman. Trying to swerve that over the wall. Well, Gordon Jury jumping there to get his head to that. He did well. So, a late opportunity now for Celtic to equalise. Tosh McKinley. Headed away by Gascoigne. There comes Boyd and up and under. And Goff not to know. There was lots of time there. Goff and McLaren going for the same ball.
It's not the first time Richard Goff's done that. Come across, gone over the top of McLaren. McLaren's quite capable of heading the ball. Doesn't need Goff there.
Led in by McKinley again. Terrific handling by Gorham. Been an outstanding performance from the Rangers goalkeeper. So you've got to name a man of the match tonight, Trevor?
Yes, that man who's just caught that cross there. Hasn't made too many saves in around the 6-yard box, but he's made 2 or 3 exceptional saves from outside the box. And that last save from McStay is, for me, the save of the match. He's been outstanding, so he's my man of the match tonight.
So Andy Gorham, the man of the match. Well, goalkeepers can win matches, that's quite clear. And Andy Gorham has demonstrated that perhaps tonight, unless Celtic can produce something. Well, a bit of refreshment there for the Rangers goalkeeper. He certainly had to do some work tonight. just a couple of minutes left, plus injury time. There's Gascoigne. Laudrup stepping away from McLaughlin. Quite happy to take the ball for a run at this stage. Goff will play it all the way back to Gorham. Tom Boyd challenged there by Jury, both former Chelsea players. Good pass from McLaughlin. This is Collins. Goff goes across. Good play by Collins. Now McLaughlin again. Collins getting a ball driven across. McLaren at full stretch with a head up. Laudrup couldn't get away from Boyd. Now Rudy Vata. McStay under pressure here from McLaren, resisting it well. Back with Grant. Now Hughes. We're in the final minute of the match. Can Celtic conjure up an equaliser? McKinley, Donnelly allowed to turn. Well, he was given time there, but once again Celtic having to shoot for goal from outside the penalty box.
Yes, they're shooting from outside the box. Hasn't been particularly good tonight, apart from McStay. He's brought the best two saves of the match from Gorham. First half, McStay's right foot, brilliant save from Gorham. And the save 5 minutes ago kept it at 1-0 for Rangers. As I say, the save of the match.
Well, the seconds ticking away now. It looks as though Rangers in the semi-final of the Coca-Cola Cup. Or are we in for a dramatic finish? Injury time to be added. We're into stoppage time now. The Celtic supporters beginning to leave the stadium. Kevin Hoydonk looking for someone on the left. There's no one there. Tosh McKinley has not advanced. Here's Jury. Well, that's good running by Jury, the fresh man. Cross it comes to Gascoigne. Possession retained well by Rangers. Into stoppage time now. We've had half a minute of that. There won't be a great deal to add on. Rangers seeing out time here, and they're going to be told to retain possession. Well, McCoist and Hughes clash. It's the last incident of the match. Andy Gorham, arms upraised. He is the man who's ensured the goal from Ali McCoist was good enough to win this quarter-final of the Coca-Cola Cup. The goal coming in 75 minutes. Created by Charlie Miller and Paul Gascoigne, finished by Ali McCoist, the man with the golden touch. The Rangers supporters, heavily outnumbered, celebrate. Gascoigne savours the moment. The Rangers supporters being greeted by the players on the field. They've made it in the end with their only really clear-cut chance of the second half, having passed up perhaps half a dozen in the first half. Celtic contributing hugely to a thoroughly entertaining match, but they leave with nothing. A smile on the face of Andy Gorham. Trevor Francis is man of the match for these outstanding saves. Laudrup was a problem for Celtic all night, but the vital breakthrough was made quarter of an hour from the end, and that's why these Rangers supporters continue to celebrate. It's been a very fine match, a lot of good football, one or two heavy tackles as you might expect, but the Rangers supporters savouring this moment. They've won at the new Celtic Park, and it's Rangers who go through to the semi-final of the Coca-Cola Cup. A lot of good performances, Trevor.
Yes, I think that Celtic a little bit unfortunate second half. They wanted to team Hoydonk up with Andreas Tom. Eventually the moment arrived, but within a couple of minutes Tom was off the field, and of course they'd already sort of brought Walker off, so Van Hooijdonk was left up front by himself. I think though that the cutting edge was certainly missed by Celtic, and that man McCoist, how many times has he done it? He was the difference tonight between the two sides. He was the man that could put the ball in the back of the net, and I think overall Celtic played some outstanding football, but it was McCoist that's won the match for Rangers.
So the man who scored the goal and the man who saved from Paul McStay, together with Davy Provan.
Andy Gorham, you are Trevor Francis's man of the match. A 1-0 victory tonight. Do you think you just about shaded it, deserved it?
Doesn't matter at the end of the day. I think the result's more important than the performance. Doesn't matter how you play as long as you get a result. I think that goes for both sides. I'm lucky enough we got the result tonight.
What was being said in the Rangers dressing room at half-time? Because despite Celtic having most of the possession, Rangers had made the better chances but hadn't converted any.
That's what we thought. We were getting chances. At the end of the day, one of them must have gone with the amount of chances we had. I've never seen a half where we've had so many. So luckily the bold boys got one.
Ali, it's a huge result for you, is it not, coming off the back of the Bucharest match?
It's a tremendous result for us, Davey. I think it was a very, very important game, obviously, for everybody involved, especially being a cup tie and stuff like that. And as you rightly said, I can't remember playing in an Old Firm game where with so many chances in the first half. It was unbelievable. But as you say, rightly so, Celtic had a lot of possession, but we felt we could just convert one of the chances. Unfortunately enough, we did that in the second half, and my man had a couple of unbelievable saves late on, so we're very, very pleased.
Well, predictably, it was you who separated the sides tonight. You're the man who grabbed the goal. Paul Gascoigne, I think, is the man you would want to thank for the cross.
Yeah, I think we can see it here. It's a tremendous ball from Paul. He just cuts out the whole defence and puts over Gordon there, and another header. Very, very pleased to see it go in.
Just your distance?
Just my distance, actually. Any further out, we might have been struggling there. But get in there, on you go. Pleased with that.
Sets you up nicely for the rest of the season, does it not?
It really does, because, I mean, the Celtic lads, with all due respect to them, they'd started very, very well this season and some great results. And with the two lads up front, they looked as though they were capable of scoring goals against any opposition. So it was an important game for us, and it's a big, big hurdle that we've overcome. But a long way to go yet. It's got the shapings of it and the makings of a great season.
Thanks, lads. Well done.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Good luck.
Not for the first time. A goal from Ali McCoist separates the Old Firm. 1-0 to Rangers. They go through to the last four. We'll get the thoughts of Stuart McCall and Charlie Nicholas when we come back. Welcome back. 1-0 to Rangers at Celtic Park tonight. Ali McCoist, the goal scorer. Look at those attempts at goal from Celtic. 21, 9 on target, 10 from Rangers, 4 on target. It's tremendous, 31 in total. 18 corners. It didn't half move. Smashing match. 3 booked, all of them from Rangers. And the possession doesn't matter as far as Rangers are concerned. 45% over the 90 minutes. The ball in play only 57, nearly 58 minutes from 91 and a half. First half action areas couldn't have been tighter. Second half, Celtic had a real go at it, as you can see, but they lost 1-0. McCoist separating the teams. And here is the winning manager, Walter Smith, with Davey.
Walter, predictably it was fast and frantic, but it's Rangers who go into the semi-final draw on Thursday. What did you make of the 90 minutes tonight?
I felt it was a very tight game, very close game. The first half, we probably had the better opportunities to go ahead. Second half, probably Celtic had, most of the territorial advantage, and we didn't look like getting a goal that we maybe looked like getting in the first half. But away in a good cross, after a corner was cleared and played back out to Paul Gascoigne, a good cross, and a finished by Ali McCoist.
Well, predictably, Ali McCoist, he's done it again. So many people have been writing him off. What is his value to Rangers?
Well, I think over the years he's shown his value. He's a natural goal scorer. He's an instinct that very few players have, where to go in a penalty box. He's found himself clear. A lot of people would say he was lucky, but he works for all these things. And well picked out by Paul Gascoigne, a good finish.
He came down to the dugout and exchanged a few words with Archie Knox in the second half. What was concerning you there?
Well, I felt, we weren't putting the same pressure on Celtic's backlot as we did do in the first half of the game. We weren't getting forward nearly enough in the second half of the game. Celtic were allowed out with the ball, more or less up towards the edge of the penalty area, and we were giving them opportunities to get the ball into the box, and I felt that we could do better in terms of getting people forward.
The sweeper system that you're using this season appears to have given David Robertson a new lease of life. He arguably was your best forward in the first half. Are you convinced now that you've done the right thing with this system?
Well, it's early days for that one yet. I mean, it has to be shown that we can go on and win things with that system. But there are players who benefit from it, and David Robertson, I feel, is one of them. He has scored twice already this season, and could have added to his tally tonight when he was on. Unfortunately, had to come off because of hamstring injury. But I think it's been a big benefit to him. He enjoys the scope that it gives him to get forward.
Big result for you tonight, wasn't it?
That was a very big result for us. We're under a wee bit of pressure at Rangers at the present moment, and it was good to get a result here.
Thanks, Walter.
Thanks, David.
We'll We'll get the thoughts of Stuart and Charlie in a moment, but elsewhere tonight, Bolton 1, Brentford 0. All these Coca-Cola Cup second round first leg games, of course. Richard Sneek separating the sides at Burnden Park. Bradford 3, Forest 2. Lars Bohinen in the 90th minute for Forest. That could be significant. Bristol City 0, Newcastle 5. Cardiff 0, Southampton 3. 2 for Letizia there. Crewe 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2. 2 for Rob Edwards for Crewe. Hartlepool 0, Arsenal 3. 2 for Tony Adams. Huddersfield 2, Barnsley 0. Leeds 0, Notts County 0. All the details, of course, in the Sports Centre immediately after this programme. Oxford 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Shrewsbury 1, Derby 3, 2-2 between Southend and Palace, 1-1 Stockport and Ipswich, 1-0 Tranmere and Oldham, Watford 1, Bournemouth 1. How about that at Selhurst Park? Wimbledon 4, Charlton 5, 3 for Lee Bowyer, Wickham 0, Manchester City 0. Charlie Nicholas, you said you thought the first goal would win it. Bang on. Did you expect Rangers to win it, though?
I felt it was really that tight. It was hard to call, to be honest, but what Rangers have done for me at the start of this season is defended supremely well. Andy Gorham, the man of the match tonight. For me, Richard Gough was absolutely outstanding again. First half, they definitely had the best of chances. Celtic dominated a lot of the game, but they defend ever so well, Rangers, especially under pressure, and I've seen them do that so many times, and especially McCoist.
I'll have to keep you quiet for a moment, Stuart. We're going back to Parkhead and Tommy Burns with Davey.
Tommy, clearly you're disappointed with tonight's result. Do you feel you might have earned more out of that match?
Well, bitterly disappointed because it's Rangers, and that's always a big or a hard one to swallow. But I think over the piece we were the better team. We played very well. Went a goal behind very much against the run of play. It's a bad goal from our point of view, to be honest. But the one thing that encourages is the fact that the players never panicked at all. We just kept getting it, kept passing it. And Gorham's had a couple out of this world saves, and probably that's the difference.
How much of a blow was it losing Andreas Tom after you had withdrawn Andy Walker?
Yeah, it was a bit obviously a problem, Dave, when you lose somebody who can win you the game. But to be fair, the guys went on. Pierre done well, and Wee McLaughlin looked very sharp when he went on as well. McStay, I felt was absolutely magnificent. So I feel there's a lot of plus points for us, and very encouraged by the way the team's starting to pass the ball about now. But we know we're 1 or 2 short yet.
Is it going to be difficult to lift the boys for the rest of the week?
Not at all. I think obviously because of it's Rangers, you're very disappointed to lose the game and everything like that. But we've got to take heart from the way we're playing and the way we're passing the ball, and that is the most pleasing thing for me. And as I say, once we get maybe the couple of players short, we get them in, then I think things will be a lot better.
Are you saying that a couple of signings are imminent?
Hopefully, Davey. But we've been saying that for a while. But no, I feel that we're making good progress.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, David. Now, Stuart, apart from the result, what was the big plus for you then?
Oh, major result. Like Charlie said, the defence. Although Celtic had a couple of efforts second half, they were all from long range. McStay's great shot, Collins' free kick. I thought Gough was outstanding, as Charlie said. His tackle on Hoydonk. There we go.
That's from Collins, the free kick right at the start of the second half. That really set the pattern then, didn't it?
Yeah, the Celtic were on top second half, without a doubt. But
here's the challenge you were talking about.
That is an absolutely magnificent challenge.
He's come from nowhere.
That is, having said that, Andy would have probably saved it the form he's in, but...
you wouldn't run the risk though, would you?
No, brilliant challenge, and that was a turning point.
And here comes the goal, which we've seen once or twice. It owed a lot to Charlie Millett and its creation there. But how about this ball from Gascoigne?
Yeah. 2 great passes. Charlie, as I said, he tried to bring it down, but played a great ball out to Gascoigne, and that is just superb. And couldn't get a better, he was on the end of it. But that's Coisty, that's not looking, that is knowing where to go, and he's been sniffing out all game. He's been waiting for a little half chance. Superb result for us.
Charlie used to do it for Celtic in the same way. It must be great when you've got an out like that, and you know, no matter how quiet he's been, that's just a sniff.
I think that's his 19th goal, I think, against Celtic, which is absolutely phenomenal. And like I say, a major result for Rangers. There's a bit of unfair criticism going around after the European result, and I think even some of the Rangers supporters were a bit negative going into this game tonight. But as I told a few yesterday, back the lads, they have done it tonight, and like I say, for Rangers, that is an absolutely major result for us, and a good performance.
Do you think you'd have won it at Ibrox?
Well, we said before the game, we always seem to do better at Celtic's ground. So when the draw was made, everyone's going, oh no, it's away at Parkhead. I think the boys were quietly confident, because like I say, over the years, Celtic have played a lot better at our place, and we did it again tonight. Not being disparaging here, Charlie, but have you ever seen an Old Firm game with so much football played in it?
No, it's one of the best I've seen for a long time. The midfield especially was so open. You see, I think there was something like 51% in both halves, all in the midfield area, but there There's a few tackles flying around, but nothing that we've seen in Old Firm games before. Gascoigne had time. I thought McStay was outstanding for Celtic tonight. Miller was running at people. There was a lot of great things happened in that midfield area, which you very rarely see in an Old Firm game.
And heartbreaking for Celtic when they did find a way through. They ran into Andy Gorham, the man of the match tonight. And this must rank, maybe not just the save of the night, but as good as we've seen all season, eh?
Yeah, it's sensational. McStay was outstanding. He's hit the second one tonight, which he thinks is in. And Gorham, it's not just the fact that he saved it. He gets his left hand is all the way around that ball, knocking it right round that corner. You see it? I mean,
it needed to be round it too, didn't it? The power it was hit with. Anything else would have taken him out.
As you see from behind the goal there, it was going right in the corner. So he's actually had to be very agile, and you know, people have mentioned his knees before, but he certainly got across tonight. 2 great saves.
And from the corner shortly afterwards, when he did have to spring, I must have thought for a moment that was going over. But is he back to something like his best, if not his best now, Gorham?
I don't think he's ever been away from it, to be honest. Although he's had his injuries, ever since he's come back from his injuries, he's been magnificent for us. He's just been superb. I played at Everton with Neville Southall, and I never thought I'd see a good as keeper again. But Andy has been absolutely superb. But you put him in that class, do you? Definitely. In training and everything. There's only me that can beat him in training. So it must be good.
Well, I would expect you to say that, to be fair.
No, it's been absolutely outstanding for us.
Plus points for Celtic, Charlie. What can they take away from that game tonight?
Well, I agree with Tommy. I think the progress in the passing game, which Celtic are famous for, is looking good. It's looking, I think, exciting, and I think the fans will take out from that also. McStay's performance in particular for me tonight was outstanding, and it's nice to see him back in that frame of mind.
Yeah, we were talking a little earlier about how solid was the rebuild at Celtic. Plainly not right yet, as Tommy Burns was saying. 1 or 2 little bits and pieces missing, but nearly there, surely.
Yeah, I think getting there. I think once they maybe start getting this passing game that they've got going, they're starting to believe in. When your players they start to believe in the method that you're producing, then you'll get results through it, and Celtic will gradually get there.
Well, that's Rangers through to the last 4. Let's have a look at the other ties and maybe get 1 or 2 pointers from the boys. Airdrie against Partick, Dundee against Hearts, Motherwell against Aberdeen. I was going to say who's coming through, Stuart, but that's probably unfair. Maybe we should ask Charlie that.
Yeah, well, I think, again, they're all fairly tight. For me, Airdrie are a great cup side. They always upset everybody, and I think they possibly could go through to the semi-finals. Dundee and Hearts is tight again, but Dundee are going well. For me, Dundee, because of the home territory. And Motherwell Aberdeen is going to be a tremendous game tomorrow night. That's just going to be a sensational game, I think. And it's a toss of a coin, to be honest.
Does it matter to Rangers now?
No. It doesn't.
In a word.
Like I said, I mean, you said it there. It was a major result for us tonight. And a big blow to Celtic. If it had gone the other way around, it would have been the same. But I'm going to take my old mate out here for a few beers and celebrate in style.
Well, that's a first.
That is, you drinking beer, you're right.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink beer.
But that sets Rangers up nicely then. On course.
Yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of criticism of the European thing. Big game against Hibs in the league Saturday, and then Dortmund next Wednesday, which hopefully we're on a roll now and we can keep going.
And working from that, as you said, that solid defensive base.
That's been the platform this season. It's conceded no goals.
How far away are those that aren't playing at the moment? Haley, for instance.
Haley, I think Big Mike's still got a month. He'll be out for a month. Trevor Stephen maybe a month as well. Ian Ferguson's almost, he's playing a reserve game tomorrow night, I believe. So there's going to be good competition for places again.
It's frightening strength, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's why in particular you see Tommy Burns always on about he wants to boost his squad and his team in general, not to particularly let anybody go, because Rangers have had that depth for so long. They've had so many bad injuries, but they've come through it with the squad alone.
Is there a trophy for Celtic again this year?
Well, now they would probably have to wait until May before they're going to find out that, but I think they're going to be close. I think, to be honest, if Celtic were to go out and now say that they could win the league, they would gladly give this cup up. But it's all about the league championship, really, for Celtic more than anything else.
And that remains your priority, presumably, Stuart. 8 in a row?
That's right, yeah. 8 in a row, and obviously better performances in Europe, and hopefully we can go a bit further.
Well, thank you both.
Pleasure.
Don't drink too much beer. He can't afford to put as much pounds on it.
I can now, 1/2 the bonus. I hope.